Welcome to the Ada K Show. I'm your host, Ada K, and I am a criminal justice major. I am also a deaf courtroom commentator, breaking down the gripping courtroom drama while providing full ASL interpretation, making justice accessible to everyone. Grab a cup of Java and let's dive in. Don't forget, comment, like, and subscribe. And if you love this channel, please become a member. Hello, everyone. Nice to have you here. And I can't hear myself. Give me a second. How are y'all doing tonight? I've got some new ears on and I am... Can y'all hear me, honey? Can you give me a thumbs up if you can hear me? If you can give me a thumbs up, honey, I'd appreciate it. Hi, good evening. That is so weird. I should be able to hear myself. Is the sound okay? Let me explain why I can't hear myself, y'all. I have new ears. And they've got custom molds, so it's a little bit different. Oh, there it is. Now I can hear myself. Yay! I figured it out. If you do that, oh, I got a new button on my machine. Yay! Everything's good. Hello, Miss June. Hi, everybody. I got my new ears. Do y'all remember my old ears? Well, I got some new ears. I got extended. I might be able to hear a little better. I love my hearing aids, but man, sometimes it's nice to have something different. Hi, everybody. I'm Ada K. Nice. Thanks for joining me. Java Queen. Hello. Let me know if I'm too loud, y'all. Let me know if I'm too loud. Hello, everyone. Hi. Thank you so much for joining. Okay. Honey. Hello, it's Brit is a new member. Oh my gosh, hello. Thank you. We have a new member in the house, you guys. Thank you so much for joining. Ari, I was thinking about you, G14 Classify. Oh my gosh, everybody's here. We are monetized again, y'all. We made it. And I'm loving these ears. Oh my God. I have custom molds, so it makes it easier for me to hear. Okay, guys, I got to tell you, I traveled to Menard, Texas today for work, and that's an hour and a half drive-ish, and I listened to this all the way up, and I listened to it all the way home. And y'all, this is gripping. Y'all don't want to miss a minute of tonight, and don't want to miss any of it tonight. Ari, I thought about you, Boo, because I ran across a picture of your hat. Here's the thing. The 911 call was played, y'all, and let me tell you, we can't hear it, but I will talk about it. So let's kind of catch up for everybody. Oh, you're okay, Miss Java Queen. You became a member! Oh my gosh, thank you. Oh my gosh, yay! We have another new member in the house. Yes. If you're a member, your comments will always be posted up. Membership renewed. Whoop, whoop, whoop. That is so awesome. Thank you so much for renewing. Well, day 2. This was the day that the jury heard the call. And I mean, the call. Patrick Clancy, Lindsay Clancy's ex-husband, finished his testimony for the prosecution today and then sat back down for the defense in the afternoon. In that break is when the 911 call was played. The clothing of the children were showed, and pictures and other evidence came into the court. But before any of that happened, the courtroom did, like I said, hear the 911 call. 7 minutes recorded on the 24th of January, 2023, the day he found his 3 children in the basement of their home. You can hear him telling Lindsay to wake up. She was on the ground outside, moaning and barely able to speak. The children, and I don't know why my thing just did that. He's going to go look for his kids. Now, I want to paint a picture here because I want y'all to be prepared. I want you to be prepared. We're not going to hear this. You will see Lindsay holding the hand of her attorney. You will see her put her head down at the defense table while it's played and she is crying. The court had to take a recess because she got so emotional and she was wheeled out of the courthouse sobbing. After that, the jury needed something a little lighter, and that came in the form of a CVS employee testifying. During the time where there's no sound, I did watch an interview with somebody who was actually in the courtroom, and let me tell you, she said this was some of the most raw, gut-wrenching, emotional 911 calls she has ever heard. You can hear Mr. Clancy, keep calling him Clancy. Poor guy, Patrick. You could hear Patrick call 911 and is on the phone with 911 with his wife. Then when he goes and checks on the kids, you walk with him, or the courtroom did, and the jury on that call, which we will not hear, his gut-wrenching, blood-curdling cries and screams as he's discovered the eldest daughter and then the youngest son side by side, and then the middle son in his office, while he's trying to untangle the exercise bands from the throats of his 3 children. This is gruesome and brutal, so this will not be played, but I want you to understand how bad it was. It was horrific. Poor guy. You know, that is just horrible. He was not in the courtroom, and he was brought back into the courtroom. Something going on in my Discord because all of a sudden it's beeping all over the place. Livecom. Yes. I see it. Lindsay Clancy was sobbing, broke down. There is murmurings of it. It's not verified information, but I heard it too, that a juror may have had a little panic attacks of sort. Someone states, Jessica Mercado stated that I did see someone mainstream medium approach Reddington and the Commonwealth outside the room and ask them questions. Both said no comment. We will get into more of this in a minute. Yes, thank you so much, Jim. Lindsay Clancy, like I said, put her head down on the defense's table. She was crying and sobbing and had to be removed. The next person that testified was from the CVS employee and the hostess at the 3B restaurant, where Lindsay picked up a takeout order. Well, Patrick picked up the takeout order that Lindsay placed that evening. Routine things. A little breather before the afternoon session. Then Patrick went back on the stand, and this time for the defense. The attorney Reddington asked him about Lindsay's parenting, asked about her mental health and struggles and the months before the Red Room, and asked about the medication, psychotic breaks. And he also asked about the psychiatric stay at McLean Hospital for about a month before the children passed. Lindsay Clancy has pled not guilty on 3 counts of Red Room. She's facing life in prison. So we are going to get to the testimony in just a minute. I want to look at your comments. Oh, I got to share screen. I just ran in. I literally just crawled in from out of town. I told y'all this was going to be a close call for me to get here on time. I got here on time. Hallelujah. I got here on time. And then we heard Patrick scream as he finds the children. Yes. He can't speak, just high-pitched scream. Finally, he told 911, she killed my kids. That's right. We'll get in more into that, Miss June. Thank you. Keep posting that information. I will share more of that once we get to that point. But I did want to forewarn you. Okay, guys? So here we're going to start trial.
The court today, we have the continuation of the jury trial.
Hold on. I got different ears on. So Miss June, I'm going to need you to tell me higher or lower. I've got it set at mid-range.
Lindsay Clancy. Ms. Clancy is present. She is represented by Attorney Kevin Reddington, and the Commonwealth is represented by Assistant District Attorney Jennifer Sprague and Assistant District Attorney Shannon Buckingham.
Thank you.
Thank you, Madam Clerk. Well, good morning, everyone. Nice to see everyone again. So what I want to do is just kind of go through first. I'm going to ask you those couple of questions, make sure that everybody was able to follow my instructions. Then I'm going to go over today's schedule and maybe discuss a little bit about the week's schedule, so you kind of have an idea where we're going with this. So first, let me ask those questions. Excuse me. The first question: has any member of the jury read, seen, or heard anything about this case that would affect your ability to be fair and impartial as a juror in this case? No. The next question: is there any other serious matter or concern?
Wait. We're in day 3, right? Let me double check. Are we in day 3? We're in day 3. My apologies. Like I said, I flew in here. No, we're in day 2. Okay.
Buckingham.
All right. Thank you, Madam Clerk.
There we go.
Well, good morning, everyone. Nice to see everyone
Just
again.
on.
So what I want to do is just kind of go through first. I'm going to ask you those couple of questions, make sure that everybody was able to follow my instructions. Then I'm going to go over today's schedule and maybe discuss a little bit about the week's schedule, so you kind of have an idea where we're going with this. So first, let me ask those questions. Excuse me. The first question: has any member of the jury read, seen, or heard anything about this case that would affect your ability to be fair and impartial as a juror in this case? No. The next question: is there any other serious matter or concern bearing on your service as a juror that anybody needs to bring to my attention at this time? All right, again, thank you for following those instructions. Now, the schedule that we're going to follow today is we're going to continue with the case with the Commonwealth's witness who was on the stand Monday. And then we're going to take, today be a little bit, might be broken up a little bit. There may be a couple of breaks that we have to take during the course of that, but we'll try and keep those to a minimum. But we're going to take a break at 1 o'clock. And then we'll come back this afternoon, and we'll probably go to sometime between 3 and 4. All right. Hopefully, I think tomorrow will be pretty much the same schedule. Tomorrow's Thursday. And then Friday, we are planning to go on that view. All right. And as a judge, I can control a lot of things, but I can't control the weather. All right. And so we've checked. It looks like the weather should be fine in regards to do this, but we'll talk a little bit more about that tomorrow, but that's just in case I forget about that. That's what we're going to do. So on Friday, you may want to make sure you have a jacket with your comfortable shoes, but we'll go into that a little bit more. So that's the schedule that we anticipate for the rest of the week. So on Friday, we do the view. We'll come back. We usually generally do that in the morning, and then we'll come back, and we'll probably go to, again, probably around 3 or 4 if we can. All right, and then on Friday, I'll discuss with you.
By the way, that is her mother and father, whom have supported her 100%.
The next week's schedule and kind of where we are in the timeline of this case. All right, so I'll try and keep it up to date as best I can in regards to the case. But like I said, there may be some unanticipated breaks here and there that we're going to have to take. So with that, we're going to return now to the Commonwealth's case. The Commonwealth had a witness on the stand at that time. And I'm going to ask Ms. Sprague if you could recall that witness, please.
Thank you, Your Honor. We recall Patrick Clancy.
Again, thanks for joining.
I want you to watch your steps. We can get a majority.
Please raise your right hand. Is always the evidence you shall give to the court and the jury in the matter now pending between the Commonwealth and the defendant the bar shall be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, such as the truth.
Yes.
Thank you. You may have a seat.
All right, good morning, sir. All right, Ms. Sprague.
Thank you, Your Honor. Good morning.
Good morning.
So on Monday, I had asked you some questions about the Surface Pro that you and the defendant had in your home and had access to, and about whether you had looked at a site on suicide methods on August 22nd. If I could ask you, did you look at a site for suicide methods on August 23rd, 2022?
I don't believe so.
And I had also asked you on Monday about when you were leaving the home on the night of January 24th, 2023, your observations of Lindsay and the children. Do you recall that?
Yes.
And you had testified that you observed Dawson on the couch eating, I believe you said chicken nuggets and green beans. Is that correct?
Yeah.
Do you recall, if you're facing the couch, where he was on the couch?
If I were facing the couch, he would be to the right.
To the right, okay. And showing you a photograph of the living room where there are some bowls on the couch. Is that a fair and accurate depiction of how the couch looked that night?
Yeah.
We could have this photo marked as the next exhibit.
All right, any objection?
No, closer.
That may be admitted.
Now, as you're getting ready to leave the house to head out to get the takeout, did Lindsay say anything to you?
Nothing specific that I can recall, other than goodbye.
Do you recall something about discussing something about CVS with her?
Yeah.
Okay. And what did she say about CVS?
She wanted me to pick up some stool softener for Cora.
And she hadn't mentioned that earlier in the text, correct?
Yeah, I don't think so.
So as you're leaving, she asked you to make a second or another stop while you're out. Is that correct?
Correct.
Okay. And in response to that request, did you ask her to do something?
I don't remember.
I could show you page 77, lines 23 and 24, if you could just read those to yourself.
Yeah, I told her to text it to me, which she did.
I'm sorry, so that refresh your memory and
Yep.
asked her to text it to you?
Yep.
And did she do so?
She did.
And was that at approximately 5:15 p.m. that she texted PDLX?
Sounds correct.
So your two stops then that night were going to be CVS and the 3V restaurant, correct?
Yes.
Where did you go first?
CVS.
And do you remember the route that you took to get there?
Yeah, I went out our driveway, took a right on Winter Street, and then took a left on the main road and went to CVS.
So it's a pretty direct route from your house to CVS?
Yeah.
You have the map. Just going to have you look at the screen, if you would, to a map. And coming into this red dot here, is that the approximate location of your home at 47 Summer Street?
Yeah.
And then looking at this pink dot here next to Big Y, is that where the CVS is located?
Yes.
And that's the CVS you went to that night?
Yes.
About how long did it take you to get there?
3 minutes.
And when you got to CVS, did you go inside?
Yes.
Okay. And what section did you go to in CVS?
I think it was pediatrics.
If we could pull up the CVS video. I'm going to ask you to look at the video here. Is that you entering the store?
Yeah.
Okay. And that section you head to on the right, is that the pediatric medication section?
Yeah.
Okay. And while you're in that section, looking for the medication, do you do something?
I called Lindsay
And why did you call Lindsay?
because what we were looking for wasn't there. The shelves were pretty empty. It was still during COVID.
It was, I'm sorry, what?
It was during COVID, so
Okay, so, and was that call at about approximately 5:33 p.m.?
yeah.
Okay. And then, did she answer the call?
Yes.
She answered when you called her?
Actually, I think she didn't at first. She called back.
Okay. And did you receive a call back from her about a minute later at 5:34 p.m.?
Yeah, that's correct.
Okay. And can you describe that phone call for us?
It was very brief. I just said, I think there was a generic brand, and I said, is this one okay? And she said, yeah, that's fine.
And what was her demeanor during the call?
She was pretty quiet. It sounded like she was busy. I remember hanging up thinking she's probably in the middle of giving baths or something like that.
So it sounded to you like she was in the middle of something?
Yeah.
Were you able to understand her when she spoke to you?
Yeah.
And did she seem to understand what you were saying?
Yes.
And she didn't seem to have any trouble recalling why you were at CVS or what you were looking for?
That's correct.
And did you, in fact, purchase some Pedialyx at CVS?
Yes.
Did you purchase anything else while you were there?
I bought a pack of Skittles.
Just showing you a receipt here from CVS. Does this appear to be an accurate description of what was purchased?
Yeah.
We could have the CVS receipt marked as the next exhibit, please.
All right, that may be admitted.
26. And then if we could have the original CVS video marked as an exhibit and the CVS timeline, a condensed version marked as the following exhibit.
Be 27 and 28.
We have the original mark is 27, and the timeline is 28, please.
It's 26, 27, and 28 is the mark.
All right, thank you.
After you had made your purchases at CVS, where did you go next?
To 3V.
And do you remember the route you took to get there?
Yeah, I think I got on Route 3 South for just one exit, and then I got off and went straight to 3V.
And showing you the map again here on the screen, this green dot here on the bottom, is that where 3V restaurant is located?
Yeah.
Your Honor, I'd move to submit a copy, a digital copy of the map. We have it on the computer. I can make a hard copy.
All right, that may be admitted.
We can use empty case as a marker.
Is it 29?
All right, thank you.
If you could pull up the 3V video, please. Now, sir, how long approximately did it take you to get from CVS to 3V?
Probably around 10 minutes.
And when you got to the 3V restaurant, did you go inside?
Yeah.
I'm just going to ask you to watch the video on screen. At 5:54, 15 p.m., is that you coming in behind that other couple there?
Yeah.
And what are you doing at that point when you're looking at the bags?
I think I was looking for the bag with my name on it.
Do you recall what you're doing on your phone at that time?
I don't. It could be work related, could be anything.
I just want to stop here and say for a second, guys, can you imagine that in this very moment, his wife is unaliving 3 children? In this moment, right here. Oh, I shudder. Poor babies.
And the order that was listed under your name and phone number, correct?
I think Lindsay ordered it.
Right, but do you recall whose name it was under when you picked it up?
I don't recall specifically, but it could have been mine.
Show you a receipt here from 3V Restaurant for Mediterranean Powerball and scallop and pork belly risotto. You could just look at the name and the number on the receipt.
Yeah, that's my name and my number.
So that's your phone number?
Yeah.
Okay. So although the defendant called in the order, your name and phone number were given and were given accurately, is that correct?
Correct.
If we could have the 3V video marked as the next exhibit.
Sure. That may be admitted.
Got it.
Yeah. Could I see counsel just very briefly?
I missed that. I want to see that.
If we could have the 3V video marked as the next exhibit.
Sure. That may be admitted.
Got it.
Yeah. Could I see counsel just very briefly?
Okay, I'm going to try something. Give me just a second. I'm going to try. Could y'all understand what he said? Because I'm going to pull up my live captioning. I don't know why it's not running. And see if it will show me. Let's back it up. I want to know what he said. I'm nosy. I'm nosy Ada. I want to know what he said.
That may be admitted.
Okay, let me read it.
Got it.
Yeah. Could I see counsel just very briefly?
Okay, he's talking about his phone. He mentioned his phone, something about his phone. That's all I know. That's all it would give me. So there is a court order for certain evidence not to come in.
And do you recall the route pickup?
Okay, I'm going to pause here. For those who are just joining us, hi, welcome. I'm Ada K. There was a court order that a motion hearing, and Patrick and they won his motion to keep out the certain evidence, such as the audio recording of the 911 call, the showing of the clothing, autopsy photos, and other evidence that is not going to be shown to the camera. It will be shown in court. The court will hear it, but we will not. So I was wondering if that's what he was talking about, because he brought up his phone.
All right. And subject to the court's order, that may be admitted.
Sir, after picking up the order at 3V, where did you go next?
Home.
And do you recall the route you took home?
Probably the same route, one exit on the highway, and then went home.
Okay. Do you recall approximately how long it took you to get home?
I would guess 10 to 12 minutes.
Okay. When you arrived home, where did you park?
In the driveway.
What type of car did you drive then?
A Chevy Silverado.
And was that a white pickup truck?
Yeah.
What kind of car did Lindsay drive then?
It was a Kia SUV.
And once you parked there, were both vehicles now in the driveway?
Yeah.
I'm going to show you a series of photographs of the exterior of your home. You could just look through them and tell me if they accurately reflect how your home looked on January 24th, 2023.
Yeah, these are accurate.
You have these photographs of the exterior of the home, front and back, marked sequentially as exhibits.
They may be admitted. Thank you.
It's 32 through 37, no, 38, so far.
Sir, showing you what's been marked as exhibit 32. Is this the front of your house with the main door?
Yes.
And then showing you what's been marked as exhibit 33. Where is this in relation to that main front door?
It's to the right.
And here, where the light is that a secondary entrance at the front of the house?
Yes.
And for the record, that's to the left of the garage.
Yeah.
Showing you exhibit 34. Can you tell us what portion of the house this is?
It's to the left of the front door.
So if I'm facing the front door, it's to the left, there's a fence there, is that correct? And exhibit 35, is that more of that same fence on the left?
Yes.
And then showing you exhibit 36, is this looking at your backyard from that left side area where the fence is?
Yeah.
And then exhibit 37, can you tell us what we're seeing here?
This is the back of the house and the window where Lindsay jumped out.
And exhibit 38, is that a more direct view of that back of the house?
Yeah.
And so the window you referenced about Lindsay, is it this upper right top window?
Yeah.
And what is behind that window?
Our bedroom.
And the window to the left there in the middle, what room is that window in?
That's the upstairs bathroom.
And then the top window on the far left, what room is that for?
That was Dawson's bedroom.
Dawson's, okay. And then directly below the top right window, so the bottom far right window, what room is that window for?
The living room.
And then again, the middle window on the bottom level.
Downstairs bathroom.
And then that window on the far left there, is that the kitchen?
Yeah.
And on the far left of the photo where the sliding glass doors are, where does that lead into?
There's like a room off of the kitchen where there was a kitchen table.
When you got home and you parked your truck, how did you get into the home?
I went in through that side door.
The door that was to the left of the garage?
Yeah.
And what did you do once you got inside the home?
I started taking my boots off.
And did you have some bags with you from CVS and 3V?
Yeah.
Where did you place those?
On the kitchen island.
Show you a couple photos of that area where you came in. Just tell us if it accurately represents how they looked, that area looked on January 24th, please.
Yeah, that's accurate.
You could have these two photos marked as the next two exhibits, please.
They may be minute.
Exhibits 39 and 40. So we're showing you what's been marked as exhibit 39. Can you tell us where the sliding glass doors are in this photograph?
They're to the left of the kitchen table.
So we have here the kitchen table, and kind of in the center of the photograph, is that correct?
Yeah.
And so these are the sliding glass doors?
Yeah.
And where's the door that you came through?
To the right after the kitchen table.
Right here, next to the curtain?
Yeah.
And the door, when you're looking at the photo straight ahead, this door to the left of the mirror or the photo there, where does that lead?
The garage.
And then showing you exhibit 40, is that where you place the bags on the island in the kitchen?
Yeah.
When you came into the house and you were taking off your boots and putting things down, was there anything you noticed?
Yeah, the house was really quiet.
Is that unusual?
Yeah.
And when you realized it was really quiet, what did you do?
I called out.
And who did you call out to?
Everyone.
Did anyone answer?
No.
After you called out and no one answered, what did you do next?
I think I don't know the order, but I called down in the basement and no one answered. And then I called Lindsay to see if she was home because I looked out and I couldn't see her car, but it's because it was dark and her car's black.
Okay, so when you say you called down to the basement, when you approached the basement door, do you remember if it was open or shut?
It was shut.
So did you open it and yell down?
Yeah.
And there was no response?
Correct.
And showing you a photo here, is that a fair and accurate depiction of the stairway down to the basement level?
Yeah.
We could have this marked as the next exhibit, please.
That may be admitted.
Exhibit 41. Do you recall when you opened the door to yell down whether the light was on or off?
Yeah, it was on, but Lindsay always left the light on.
And you said you called Lindsay, was that a phone call?
Yeah.
And was that at approximately 6:09 p.m.?
Yeah.
And did she answer?
No.
After calling down the stairs to the basement, did you leave the door open or did you close it?
I don't remember.
Okay.
I would think I closed it because I always try to keep it closed. I'm not sure.
Okay. And so after you called Lindsay and didn't get a response, what did you do next?
I started checking upstairs.
And where did you check upstairs?
First, the bathroom. I thought maybe they were taking baths, but there's no one there.
And then where did you go?
The kids' bedrooms.
Was there anyone in the kids' bedrooms?
No.
And then did you go to your bedroom?
Yeah.
And were you able to get into your bedroom right away?
No, the door was locked, and that's when I knew something was wrong.
And when you realized the door was locked, did you have a way to unlock it?
Yeah, the previous owners, when they installed the doorknobs, had these like these little keys that they tape to the back of each door. So I got the one from Cora's room. Then I started unlocking the knob.
And when you unlocked the door to your bedroom, did you go in?
Yeah.
And what did you see when you opened the door and went in?
I just saw blood everywhere, and the window is open.
And showing you here a photo, is this the bed in your bedroom?
Yeah.
Now, the way the bed is in this photo, kind of pulled away from the wall and slightly askew or at an angle, is that the way it was typically?
No.
And when you left the bedroom that day for the last time prior to coming home later that night, was the bed in that position?
I don't think so.
It had this photo marked just the next
It may be admitted.
Exhibit 42. And you said you saw the window, is that correct?
Yeah.
Was it open?
Yeah, there was wind blowing in.
Showing you a photo here. Is that a fair and accurate depiction of how the window looked?
Yeah.
Mark, what's the next exhibit, please?
That may be admitted.
Exhibit 43. Did you walk into the room and over to the window?
No.
How far into the room did you get?
Probably 1 or 2 steps, and then I immediately turned around and went outside.
And the blood that you saw, where was that located in the room?
It was everywhere. It was, it looked like it was sprayed almost with like a hose. And there was a huge puddle in the middle of the room, and it was sprayed all over pretty much every surface. I remember it was on the doorknob.
Okay. Showing you 3 photos. Do you recognize what's depicted there? And is that a fair and accurate depiction of how the room looked on January 24th, 2023?
Yeah.
We could have these 3 photos marked as the next 3 exhibits.
It may be admitted.
So showing you what's been marked exhibit 44. Is this the entrance to the room, looking into the room?
Yeah.
And then exhibit 45, is this mirror to the right of that bureau we were just looking at?
Yep.
And this area right here, is this the blood you were referring to?
Yeah, that's some of the blood.
And then in exhibit 46, is that getting closer to the window?
Yeah.
And is that more of the blood that you were talking about?
Yeah.
Going back to exhibit 42, there's no blood on the walls or on the bedding, correct?
On those walls in the bedding, correct.
I don't think some people realize that she didn't just jump out of a window. She slit both of her wrists and her own neck. Now, I know that the wrists were supposedly quite deep, but the neck I'm not too sure about, hence why so much red liquid.
Sir, were you aware that the defendant's phone was found on the bed in the bedroom that night?
Yeah.
This phone with this light brown case, do you recognize this?
Yes.
Whose phone is it?
That was Lindsay's phone.
And is this the phone that she was consistently using between September of 2022 and, well, actually August of 2022 throughout the fall and into January of 2023?
Yeah.
We have this marked as the next exhibit, please.
That may be admitted.
Exhibit 47.
Sir, after making those observations in the bedroom, what did you do next?
I ran downstairs and went outside.
And do you recall whether you came around, whether you went out the front door or the back door?
I went out the back door.
So that would be the sliders, is that right?
Yeah.
And where did you go from there?
I just looked around in the backyard below that window and I saw Lindsay.
And where did you see her?
She was face up in the backyard
And where in the backyard was she?
at the bottom of the window.
And so, looking at exhibit 38, you said this was the window, correct, the top right?
Correct.
Where was she in relation to that window?
Directly below it.
So down here by the window well?
Yeah.
For the record, I was pointing straight below the bottom right window by the window well. I'll show you a photo of that window you were referring to. Is this the exterior view of that window to your bedroom that night?
Yeah.
We could have this marked as the next exhibit, please.
That may be admitted.
Exhibit 48. Showing you exhibit 48. So the window's open, correct?
Yes.
And the screen for the window is up, correct?
Yeah.
At any point in time that night or afterwards, did you notice that the screen was cut or broken in any way?
I didn't notice that, no.
And when you saw Lindsay on the ground there under the window, which direction was her body facing?
Her head was closer to the house. Her feet were away from the house.
Okay. And did you go to her?
Yeah.
And did you observe any injuries?
Yes.
And what did you see?
She had deep cuts on her wrists, and she had a red line across her neck. I wasn't sure what it was at first, but she cut her neck.
And do you recall that these wounds weren't actively bleeding at the time?
I later learned that I said that on the 911 call.
And when you observed these wounds, is it correct that the 911 operator asked you or instructed you to apply pressure if needed?
I don't recall the whole call, but I believe that's probably true.
Okay. And you didn't at the time feel the need to apply pressure to any of those wounds, correct?
Correct.
Did you say anything to Lindsay when you found her in that state?
Yeah, I said, what happened?
And what was her response?
She said, I tried to kill myself.
Did you ask her anything else?
I said, where are the kids?
Tell you that they needed help or they were in danger or or they were injured, correct?
Correct.
And so you mentioned talking to someone on 911. At what point did you call 911?
I don't know the exact time, but it took a few minutes because my phone was switching between Wi-Fi and 911. So I almost just started calling out for the neighbors, but eventually it went through.
Okay. So you had some difficulty connecting, but eventually you connected to the 911 operator?
Yeah.
Okay. And did you stay on the phone with them while they were sending people to respond?
Yeah.
Okay. While you're on the phone with 911, are they asking you questions and you're responding with information about her condition?
Yeah.
Okay. And if you could just look at the screen here, is this the model of the first floor of your home?
Yes.
Okay. And so we have here the sliding glass doors. Where would the basement door be in this model?
Directly below the stairs.
So now that it's flipped around, is this the door to the basement right here?
Yeah.
And for the record, that's the door across from the downstairs bathroom?
Yeah.
And then, how long approximately, and I know you weren't looking at your watch or anything like that, but can you estimate for us how long it took for first responders to arrive?
4 or 5 minutes.
Okay. And during that time, are you continuing to try to talk to Lindsay?
Yeah.
Is she responding?
She was in and out of consciousness.
Okay. Was she breathing on her own?
I believe so.
Okay. And you're communicating information to the 911 operators, and are they giving you, advice on how to deal with the situation as it progresses?
Yeah.
Okay. Once emergency personnel arrive, what do?
I immediately got up and ran to the basement.
Okay. And do you still have the phone on you? You're still on the 911 call?
Yeah, I didn't realize it at the time, but I did.
Okay. And have you look at this model here on the screen. Is this a fair and accurate depiction of the setup of your basement?
Yeah.
Okay. If you can just describe the rooms for us, what the purpose of each room was.
So the room in the back left was my office. The room with the black rubber mat is the gym. And then there's the living room to the right of that. And then the back right is just an area of the living room. And then there's a bathroom next to that.
So when you come down those stairs that night, which direction did you go?
I immediately went left.
And when you went left, what did you see?
I saw Cora.
And how did she look?
She had a band around her neck.
And was that an exercise band?
Yeah.
And do you recall whether she was, what position she was in, whether face up or face down?
She's face down.
And when you saw her in that condition, what did you do?
I immediately ran over and tried to take the band off.
Were you able to get the band off?
Yeah.
And do you recall how you got the band off?
I think I untied it.
And when you say untied it, was it in a knot that you had to, put everything down and unknot it, or how was it tied?
I'm not sure I fully remember.
Do you recall describing it previously as when you initially tie your shoes but then don't do the bow?
Yeah, that sounds right.
And was she responsive?
No.
And what did you see or do next?
I saw Callan.
And where was he?
He was next to her.
And how did he appear?
He had a band around his neck.
Sorry?
He had a band around his neck.
And did you remove that as well?
Yeah.
And do you recall what position he was in?
Same as Cora.
And looking at the model here, if you could just tell us, where was Cora?
The left of the couch.
So would that be this area here that I'm pointing to, in between the bureau and the couch?
Yeah.
And where was Callan?
To her left.
So would that be more over here towards the chair and the bureau?
Yeah.
After you removed the band from Callan's neck, what did you do next?
I tried to find Dawson.
And where did you go?
I looked in the bathroom and on the other side of the couch, and then I went to the other side of the basement, and he was in my office.
And when you saw Dawson, what condition was he in?
I knew he was gone.
And did he also have a band around his neck?
Yeah.
And did you remove that band?
Yeah.
And looking at the office here, where was he located within the office?
Just to the left of the door when you went in.
Just in this area here, right inside the door?
Yeah.
We may approach briefly.
Yeah, please.
Okay, as they approach, guys. Oh, sorry. Didn't realize my camera was still off. You're trying to give some chill for the 2-hour break. Well, we're not going to take a 2-hour break, but yeah, there was a 2-hour break. And FYI, there is a motion. There was a motion filed concerning the opening statements, and we will talk about that motion.
Now, after finding Dawson and taking off the band, what happened next?
I think I was back and forth. I think I went to try to help Cora.
Okay. Did you try to give her CPR?
Yeah.
At some point in time, do the first responders make their way down to the basement?
Yeah.
And do they take over care of the children?
Yeah.
Where do you go?
They sent me upstairs.
Okay. And at this point, Your Honor, I'd move to submit the 911 call as the next exhibit.
That may be allowed pursuant to the earlier order.
We're going to have a little bit of downtime. There's a lot of breaking in on this particular trial today. So don't get impatient. Just kind of keep it up. How many pages is this motion? 2. I could show this.
Cora, Dawson, and Callan removed from the home and taken to a hospital.
Yeah.
Was that Beth Israel Deaconess in Plymouth?
Yeah.
Did you also go to that location?
Yeah.
And at the hospital, were you able to see your children?
Yeah.
And was Callan then transported to Children's Hospital?
Yeah.
Did anyone ever tell you not to leave your kids alone with Lindsay?
No.
In January of 2023, did Lindsay ever tell you that she wanted to harm your children?
No.
Did she ever tell you she was going to kill your children?
No.
Did you receive a few days after this happened, did you receive a phone call from the defendant while she was at Brigham and Women's Hospital?
I think it was like a week or so after, yeah.
And what did the defendant say at that time about what had happened with the children?
She didn't talk about our kids. She talked about what she went through.
And what did she say about what she went through?
She said she heard a man's voice telling her that if she didn't do it now, she would lose her chance or something like that.
And did she also tell you that she had had a moment of psychosis?
I don't recall.
Did she mention the children at all during that call?
I don't think so. I mean, not directly.
Had she ever mentioned psychosis to you before?
No, I didn't know what psychosis was until after this happened.
That's fair.
Did she ever tell you she was hearing a man's voice before?
No.
If I may have a moment, Your Honor.
Sure.
Y'all don't forget, give me a thumbs up if you like the
I have
live.
no further questions for this witness.
All right.
I just have exhibits
All
after.
right. Counsel Casey, just briefly, sidebar.
Yeah, y'all, I just opened this thing of pickles and I've already eaten half a jar. Can't eat just one. Okay, what we're going to do is we're going to put a pause. I'm going to share screen. I got to find it again. Where's the document? There it is. Okay, give me a second. I've got to... It's not what I meant to do. I've got too many windows open, guys. I'm going to share this instead. Come over here. Make it embiggen. I'm going to embiggen it here. Okay, let's read this and let's talk about it real quick while the court is on a quick break. Motion in limine for emergency release instructing the jury to disregard portions of the opening and direct. Now comes the defendant, Lindsay Clancy, is above a caption matter and moves this court for, I gotta move that, for emergency relief as follows. Is my sound okay, Miss June? The defendant moves to strike the government's argument that in opening to the effect that children, June, can you pop up as the gavel drops? Thanks. Opening effect that the children were executed in a particular order, inferring a particular focus on one child with more apparent anger, followed up by remanding two children in a particular order. In fact, there is no factual or rational basis for this prejudicial argument. The government has indicated that the, quote, order of unalivings is a reasonable inference for the physical evidence, whereas the kids were found, their ages, and the facts that they could get Colin's pulse back. The jury should be instructed to disregard that argument. My allergies are kicking in. The question of Patrick Clancy inferring that they went to a Boston hotel and Lindsay had a massage and they ate dinner and stayed at a fancy hotel in December 22 when she was in deep throes of mental illness was not based on evidence or even good faith hypothesis. In fact, the government has texts and emails about the plans for the anniversary. There were no messages about canceling the plans. In fact, the government had no good faith base to interfere with the state. And of course, I'm going to have to go this way. Just the way the document's laid out, I can't separate it's the way it's scanned. Obviously shocked and surprised Patrick Clancy as they did, in fact, have this romantic rendezvous. Thank you. In Boston, dyslexia. And they knew they never did. A text exchange regarding discovery and those issues is annexed here too. So here's the thing. You will see when they ask him about the planned vacation. In fact, they never took it. All right, here's the affidavit in support of the motion to eliminate emergency relief, instructing the jury to disregard the portions of the opening. And then that's his certification. But now we also have, where's the, yes, this is what I want to share. Okay. Now comes the defendant, Lindsay Clancy, in the above captioned matter admitted her motion for the emergency relief on hiding. The defendant moves to strike any reference made to the defendant searching for, quote, ways to kill. Pretrial publicity arised out of the false narrative carried into the government's opening is prejudicial and cause unfair and irreparable harm to Lindsay. The government agrees that there never was any search seeking ways to kill, but were in fact referring to a visit to the suicide method site. And yes, I said the word self-harm method site, which are ways to unalive, and searches are on her phone for the locations of the it should be noted that Stephen Varney, whatever, also local next to the search referenced by the prosecution search caption how to your throat. And these are the different texts that were signed. I'm not going to go through all of them because we're going to see them in court, I believe. So here is the, I think this is the order. Come on. Oh, get bigger. This is the order for the Supreme Court. This is the order for the autopsy and all that. We will go over all of that in a little bit. I don't want to keep this too long. Honestly, I'm trying to figure out where to put this. I'll put it over here, and let's get back to this tab. So, basically, this amendment, well, there we go. Basically, this is an amendment that Kevin Reddington, Clancy's defense attorney, filed to an existing motion in limine. Now, a motion and asking the court for an emergency relief, instructing the jury to disregard parts of the opening statement and direct testimony. It's filed and it's stamped July 28th of 2026. The court argument, Reddington says, prosecution's opening referenced Lindsay Clancy as searching for ways to unalive. And he called that a false narrative that never happened and would prejudicial to her, causing irreparable harm, meaning this will be a part of a court appeals. So what's going to happen when, if and when she is going to be found guilty, but to what level? If there's an appeal, this will be in that appeal. I guarantee it. Where it gets interesting is that the prosecution's own response. The filing includes what looks like text messages between Reddington and the prosecutor, Jennifer Sparge. He asked her directly, show me where in discovery is how to kill, searching exhibits, because his side, referring to somebody named so-and-so, I can't pronounce it, Verno, presumably a defense expert or investigator who reviewed the digital forensics. Now, that is a new part of our information. Says it doesn't. It's not in there. So the answer is, quote, in the filings actually coincides with the specific phrase, how to kill, isn't in data. But she reframes it. There's a visit to a self-harm method site, which characterizes way to unalive, plus phone searches for local locations of carotid artery, and the order in which the children die is something she says is a reasonable inference of physical evidence. where the kids were found, their ages, and the facts that the first responders were able to get a pulse back in Callan, the youngest. There were texts and emails about the anniversary plans and no message canceling them. Though she quotes, she didn't push that point further since Patrick has said the plans were in fact canceled. So this is going to be some of the stuff that they're going to fight over in an appeal. I guarantee it. Back to court.
Excuse subject.
Yep, implying.
The witness could be
All right.
excused.
So you can be excused, subject to recall at a later point today. Thank you, sir.
Okay, this is where we're going to get into the stuff that he doesn't want to hear. Yeah, my stomach doesn't start hurting. I ate half of a jar of sweet pickles.
Your Honor, at this point, I would move to submit some evidence. First, would be the clothing Cora Clancy was wearing the night of January 24th, 2023. First, the pajama pants. Pajama shirt. And then the pink robe. We could have these marked as one exhibit.
They may be admitted.
Look, this is heartbreaking. I know she unalived these kids, but I got to tell you, I watched this morning and that's a good attorney. She's holding his hand. He's comforting his client. That's a good attorney. Even though I made fun of how old he is, that's a kind soul.
Thank you.
And then Dawson's clothing.
Well, she's crying.
You have dinosaur underwear for the record. And a gray t-shirt or shirt, long sleeve shirt. Have this as the next exhibit, please.
That may be admitted.
Exhibit 2. And then Callan's pajamas. As the next exhibit, please.
That may be admitted.
Yellow exercise band found with Dawson. Now this is the next exhibit, please.
That may be admitted.
exercise band found with Cora. Could I have this as the next exhibit, please?
That me.
And then the blue exercise band found with Callan. We could have this as the next exhibit, please.
That may be admitted.
Your Honor, we would ask that the 911 call be played.
All right. All right. Members of the jury, I just kind of wanted to give you, all right. Sometimes in a trial, evidence that is introduced that
Y'all need to listen to this.
produces in jurors an emotional response. For example, it's understandable to feel sympathy and empathy when you hear or see certain evidence. And so, but as jurors who have taken an oath to follow the law, I'm instructing you that the law says you must separate any emotional reaction on your part from the informational value and weight of the evidence. You must not be influenced in any way by the unpleasant nature of some of the evidence, including testimony, including exhibits. And so you must find the facts, in this case, based only on evidence. And so you can't find facts or base your decision on sympathy, anger, passion, or prejudice, or pity for or against either side. Rather, your verdict must be based solely on the evidence that is introduced in this case and my instructions and any other limiting instructions. And I'll go into that, but I just kind of wanted to remind you of that as we go through this. All right, at this point, we're going to play the exhibit, which is, I believe, the 911 call. Is that correct?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right. I want to remind everyone that there is a order entered by a court regarding this matter. It's not to be recorded. It's not to be broadcast. And it's not to be reproduced in any way, subject to any sanctions that would go along with the violation of that court order. So I just kind of remind everybody that order applies to the media and applies to the public. So I just kind of wanted to remind everybody in regards to that. So with that, Commonwealth?
Okay, we're going to have 7 minutes of silence. What I'm going to do is we're going to kind of jump a little bit, but I want you to kind of pay attention to I mean, that is, I could not imagine him as an attorney. It's what I understand, and it's just by what I've watched on YouTube by somebody, well, multiple people who are in the courtroom, that they don't believe she's heard this before. They believe this is the first time she's hearing this. Look, he is even struggling. I could not imagine what it would be like to be out of your mind in postpartum psychosis and to do something like this and now be considered relatively in your right mind, and you know what you did, and the realization of what you did has come home to hit you this hard. I don't want to cry. I'm trying not to cry. I'm trying not to get emotional.
Jurors, close your notebooks, place them on the chairs. Follow me, please.
I don't think there's a dry eye in that room. postpartum. I don't know anything more than that. I don't want to say, I don't want to guess. All I know is postpartum. Did they just say my truck is gone? They did. My captioning caught that.
My truck's gone.
Yeah, my truck is gone. The youngest was 7 months, 5, I think 7, 3, and 5 or something like that.
Jurors will exit the courtroom. The court's in session. Please be seated.
We'll be in recess at this time.
Thank you.
Court, all rise.
Court is recess. Please exit the courtroom. Clear out the courtroom, please. Thank you.
Could you guys hear somebody whispering? The captioning captioned, "Oh, Jesus." He's protecting her. Look at him. Yeah. Oh, dang is right. This is so heartbreaking. Okay. So we go for a break and we're gone for quite a while. And I'm going to zoom. I wish I had a little more control. Fine.
Summer Street.
And how long have you worked there?
4 years at that location.
And what is your role there?
General manager.
How long have you been the general manager?
For CVS.
For CVS, yes.
9 years.
And so the entire time you've worked at that location, those 4 years, you've been the general manager at the Kingston store?
Yes, ma'am.
I want to direct your attention to Tuesday, January 24th, 2023. Were you working that day?
Yes,
I'll
ma'am.
be back.
And
Comfort
which shift
break.
were you working?
Closing.
Which is what hours?
Say roughly 3 to 11.
So that would be 3 p.m. to 11 p.m.?
Yes, ma'am.
And I want to direct your attention further to 4:48 p.m. Did you receive a phone call while you were working?
Yes, ma'am.
And was that on the CVS line?
Yes.
And do you know that number?
No.
Okay. And where were you when you received that call?
I was in the office
Okay. And what were you doing?
preparing to do cash for the night.
And what does that entail?
Closing out the registers.
Okay. And the call that you received, was that from a male or a female?
Female.
And what, if anything, did she say?
She was inquiring if I carried a product in stock.
And what product was that?
It was like a constipation medicine.
Was it Miralax?
Yes.
And did she specifically ask for something to do with children's Miralax?
Well, I asked for clarification because depending on if she wanted children's or adults, it would be in a different part of the store.
Okay. And when you asked for clarification, was she able to provide clarification?
Yes. She
And what-
said it was for children's.
Okay. And what was your response?
It's located in 2 different places in the store.
Okay. And did you give her any specific brand names or anything like that?
I just said that we carried Pedialax, and that was 13 and 20.
And approximately how long was this conversation?
A few minutes.
During that conversation, did you have any difficulty understanding the woman?
No, ma'am.
Did she appear to have any difficulty understanding you or the questions that you were asking her?
No, ma'am.
And did her voice, did it seem slurred or impaired in any way?
Not at all. It's a very normal interaction.
I was just going to ask, was there anything out of the ordinary about the conversation?
No.
Later that evening, did the police come to the store?
Yes.
And did they request that you pull some surveillance footage for them?
Yes.
And did you do that?
Yes.
Okay. And if I could just have Exhibit 28, the footage up for a moment. If you could look at the screen here, do you recognize the store? Yes. And is this part of the footage that you provided to police that night?
Yes.
And directing your attention over here to the right, the aisle where the gentleman is standing, all the way to the right of the store. Are you familiar with what was in that aisle in January of 2023?
Yeah, that's our children's aisle.
So that would have things like children's Pedialax?
Yes, ma'am.
Did you have any interaction with that gentleman while he was in the store?
No, ma'am.
And did the police also ask you to provide a copy of a receipt for that gentleman's transaction?
Yes, ma'am.
And just showing you Exhibit 26. Is this the receipt that you provided to the police?
Yes, ma'am.
And on here, it says Skittles Wildberry. Would that be Skittles?
Yes.
It also says FLT PDLX LQD GLY for the second item. What does that stand for in CVS?
It's Fleet brand, but then it's going to be Pedialax and then a glycerin suppository.
Okay, so the FLT is for Fleet?
Yes.
And the PDLX is for Pedialax?
Yes, ma'am.
I have nothing further for the witness, thank you.
All right. Mr. Reddington.
I have no questions, thank you, ma'am.
All right, thank you. Be sit down.
Yes.
Thank you.
Please.
Your Honor, the Commonwealth would call Soraya Sweeney. Yeah, sure.
Monkey Butt is hungry, so I'm making her some crackers with mayo.
That doesn't make a difference to me.
Come on, ma'am. Can you stop right here, raise your right hand for the clerk, please?
Please raise your right hand. Do you solemnly swear that the testimony and the evidence you shall give to the court and the jury, no matter not coming between the Commonwealth and the defendant, shall be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God? Yes. Thank
This way,
you.
please.
Hey, good morning.
Good morning.
All right, I'm just going to ask you to keep your voice up and speak into that microphone. Thank
Absolutely.
you. Yes.
Thank you, Your
Please,
Honor.
Greg.
Thank you. Good morning. Could you please state and spell your name for the record?
My name is Saria, Saria. My last name is Sweeney or Shelgren, depending on what year we're in.
So in 2023 was
It
your
was
last
Sweeney, Sweeny.
And now what is your last name?
Shelgren, Shelgren.
And what is your date of birth?
9/3/89.
And where do you work?
Currently have two jobs. I work at a doctor's office and I also work at 3V. It's a restaurant in Plymouth.
And how is 3V spelled?
It's spelled out the number 3, THREE, with a V at the end.
And how long have you worked at 3V restaurant?
Since 2019.
And where is it located?
In Cordage Park in Plymouth.
And in 2023, in January of 2023, what was your role at 3V restaurant?
I was a hostess then.
And directing your attention further to Tuesday, January 24th, 2023, were you working that night?
Yes, I was.
And what shift were you working?
I work an evening shift. Usually I would arrive between 4:45 and 5 o'clock.
And when would your shift end?
Typically between 8 and 9 o'clock.
And what was your role as a hostess?
Greet patrons, take takeout orders, give takeout orders, seat people, generally help with the running of the restaurant, front end.
And directing your attention to 5:10 p.m., did you receive a call for a takeout order?
Yes,
And was that a male or a female?
it was a female.
And did that person place an order?
Yes,
And do you recall what she ordered?
yes.
What was that?
It was a order of risotto and a Mediterranean power bowl.
And the power bowl, is that considered a type of salad at 3V?
Yes,
Did you ask any follow-up questions about the order of the salad?
yes.
What did you ask?
We ask if it doesn't automatically come with protein. It's something that we always ask, do you want to add a protein?
Does the Mediterranean power bowl automatically come with protein?
No, it does not.
So did you ask the woman if she wanted protein?
Yes.
And what was her response?
No, thank you.
And did she also give you the name and phone number of the person who would be picking up the order?
Yes.
And is that something that you enter into the system as you're entering the order?
Yes.
Do you have any trouble understanding the woman?
No.
Did she appear to have any trouble understanding you or the questions you were asking her?
No.
Did her voice sound slurred or impaired in any way?
No.
Was there anything out of the ordinary about this interaction?
No.
Directing your attention to 5:54 p.m. was the order picked up?
Yes.
And was it picked up by a male or a female?
A male.
If we could pull up Exhibit 30 footage. And are you depicted in the video here?
Yes.
And where are you?
I'm standing behind the host stand.
And so for the record, the hostess stand or the host stand is in the upper left-hand corner?
Yeah, it's that black stand that has a wooden frame around the top.
So am I pointing to the right area?
Yes.
In the upper left corner?
Yes.
You could play that for a moment. And if you could pause it, please. So we're at 5:54:19 p.m. You see the individual who picked up the order.
Yes.
And which individual is that?
The man in the dark jacket that entered last.
And is he the person behind the couple at the host stand?
Yes.
And showing you what's been marked as Exhibit 31. Do you recognize this?
Yes.
And what do you recognize it to be?
That is one of our printouts that comes with orders. We attach those to the bags for takeout and have a copy for ourselves as well.
And displaying it. Okay. Here. Here in the line where it says Patrick and then a phone number, is that where you would enter and what the person calling gives you for the information of the person picking up the order?
Yes.
Was there anything out of the ordinary about your interaction with that gentleman?
No.
I have no further questions.
Attorney Reddington.
No questions, thank you, ma'am.
All right, thank you, ma'am. Let me step down. Thank you.
Watch your step, please.
All right, counsel, could I see you at this time? Thanks, scheduling.
Okay, guys. Sorry, I had to feed the monkey butt. For those of you who don't know, I have a monkey. And I bolted in from work so fast that I didn't get monkey butt fed. And she was crying. Miss June will get mad at me if I don't take care of a monkey butt. I'm assumed Dad went to CVS and grabbed dinner while the incident. Yep. And she planned it that way. That was all her planning. That was all on her. Now, people say, well, when you're in psychosis, you can't plan things. Yeah, you can. Yeah, you can.
Thank you, Your Honor. Thank you. Good morning. Could you?
So, let me make this. When someone is in a state of psychosis, you can appear normal. You can And normal meaning, you still talk and act and behave in a semi-normal state in some situations, and then the voices and everything start happening, and then it's a horrible situation. And I'm not a doctor, I'm not a psychologist, but I've known someone who's experienced something like this. She never harmed anybody, but she experienced postpartum psychosis. And I actually had a nice long conversation with her about it. And she said, there are parts of my day that I could just walk around and be perfectly fine. And then all of a sudden, I wasn't fine. And it was waves up and down. But she actually had no memory of a part of those days when the psychosis was going on. It's very unique to each individual. There is no set thing that happens. It's not like you break your arm, you're going to get a cat. There's no, how do I put this? I'm not saying it right. It's as unique and individual of the psychosis is as unique as each individual. That's what I'm trying to say. Psychosis is as unique to each individual. Now, psychosis does have its own, does have characteristics. It does have some signs and symptoms and things, but it is very unique to the individual. And, now that she's not in a state of psychosis, now that she's not in the state of postpartum and all of that, this is going to be something she's going to have to live with, and it is going to be brutal. Thank you. There's no pattern of behavior. By the way, I got a lollipop. And I got my coffee. Guys, I am doing a little bit of self-care because I got to be honest. If it's difficult for you to watch this, it's difficult for me to watch this. And for me, I love my little lollipops and I love coffee. So that's where we are. Okay, now we're going to get into the rest of the testimony by her ex-husband. And so that's where we're going to now. This is a short day. They ended at 3-ish, 4-ish their time. So we're not going to be on here much longer. I'm hearing some Discord dinging. Is somebody trying to get a hold of me in Discord because I'm not seeing it? That's interesting. Okay, guys, thank you so much for joining us. Thank you so much. Here we go. I have to say, I'm really impressed with this courtroom. I'm really impressed with the attorneys. I'm really impressed with the judge. And I really appreciate the way that they're handling this situation. They're handling it with some very decorum, a lot of decorum here, and I appreciate that. Why is there no sound? I have all the sound up. Do y'all have sound, or is it just me? There's no sound. There we go. Okay, so that's on their end.
We did not, no.
Okay, that scared me for a minute. Whew, thought it was me. Just me. Well, there was no sound in that section. So, all right, here we go. Boy, look how heavy he's heavy. This is heavy on him too. I would hate to have to come in and do that. And her poor family behind her. Why is there no sound again? Is it just me? Nope, no court sound. Okay, why? Okay, here we go. That was on me. Whew. I thought my equipment was going, y'all. That scared me. I saw it. Thank you.
Clancy, and if I ask a question and it's difficult, or if you need a break, I'm sure that, listeners will certainly give you a break.
Yep.
If I push too hard, just let me know.
Yeah.
Right?
Yep. Appreciate it.
Okay, so again, just representative of the Facebook postings that Lindsay would post as the mother of your children. This, for example, would be July of 2018.
Yep.
Can you tell the jurors who that would be?
That's Cora.
By the way, they're going to show pictures of babies. They're going to show the photos of the kids. If they're in happy state, good pictures. But if that bothers you, I'll let you know when they're done.
Moving forward, say June of 2021. Can you tell us who that?
That's Cora and Dawson.
Okay. Again, the end of July 2021.
That's us with Cora and Dawson.
Aww.
August 2021.
Dawson.
Okay. End of August 2021.
It's Cora and Dawson.
August again of 21.
It's Cora and Dawson.
Number 1 of 21.
It's Cora and Dawson.
Is that first day of preschool?
Yeah.
September of 21.
That's Lindsay and Cora.
And was that some kind of like a family fun day, if you recall, where there was like lots of things for kids to get in?
Yeah.
Okay. The end of September of 21. Callan?
No, that's Dawson.
Dawson, okay. September 21. Callan was born when? Sorry.
May 2022.
Okay. And Christmas Eve, December 24th of 2021.
That's Cora's birthday.
Okay, and that's her birthday party that year?
Yeah.
Now that's 2021, right?
Correct.
Fast forward 1 year, and that would be Christmas of 2022, right?
Right.
And was that when you guys had the birthday party for Cora at the trampolines?
No.
When was that?
I believe it was January 7th.
Okay, but that would have been for that particular birthday, right?
That was for the birthday with friends because most people weren't available on Christmas Eve.
Christmas Eve, right?
Yeah.
Okay. And then
That's fair.
down. Again, September 1st of 22. Remember when that was taken?
Yeah, that's with Callan and Dawson.
And was that your yard?
That's in the backyard.
Backyard, okay. This would have been September of 22, obviously right before 23, right?
Right.
And again, for this one here, July of 22, can you tell the jurors, you guys had a pretty good summer that year?
It was a good summer. Yeah, that was on Cape Cod.
this picture was on Cape Cod?
Yeah.
A couple of points that I wanted to raise, sir, with you. We have an email sent from your, is it Surface Pro, is that what it's called?
That was my laptop. Yeah.
I'm going to approach you, sir, and ask if you can identify this as being an email that you sent.
I'll answer you in a minute, Karate Cat Mom.
Get off of that, Your Honor.
The objection.
I'd just like to know the purpose of.
Purpose? I'll tell you
Yes.
the purpose.
No,
We could approach sidebar.
sure, yeah.
Okay, I'm going to answer your question. So, the assistant district attorney told the jurors this wasn't a woman lost to postpartum psychosis. Her line was to the jury, not a woman in the throes of psychosis of January 24th of 23, but she was a woman who acted intentionally, rationally, and swiftly to accomplish the very specific goal to kill. Now, the state's framing, according to legal analysis, that Clancy was a malicious, manipulative mother who chose to take the lives of 3 children when she felt overwhelmed and was losing control. Prosecutors described her as extremely controlling, meticulous, and manipulative, pointing to how tidy she ran the household, strict schedules, carefully planned food, sleep schedules, tracked to the minute. The theory is that she lost her nanny and had to handle it all herself. And the loss of control is what the state says drove her to the action of unaliving her children. Hope that helps. Will that help you, hon? Somebody else has asked that question.
From one of the photographs that the district attorney had showed you yesterday with her in a mask, and I believe the Dawson in a mask, right? And then, okay, so
Yep.
now that photograph, sir, was actually preserved, if you will, on the Laptop Pro computer, isn't that right? Did she send that to you?
She sent it to my computer.
Okay,
I don't know.
and where was she? Do you remember when that picture was taken? Let me
I
just show you.
didn't see it.
Yeah, that's what the photograph was,
It looks like they're at the doctor.
at the doctor's office, okay? And can you tell me the date that that picture, right-hand corner top, what date was that picture taken and sent to your computer?
It's December 2nd.
The same date that we're talking about, correct? And what
Correct.
time was the picture sent?
12:45 p.m.
Okay. So the jury. So when you're dealing with these things on the computers,
I agree.
it's a little hard sometimes
I agree.
to understand what they're depicting, and I'm having a hard time moving it. There it is. All right. Right there, you see that there? That's the date that we're talking about, right?
Right. Just to clarify, though, it looks like that was on an iPhone.
Oh, I'm sorry, iPhone. Okay, it was sent to you, though.
Correct.
And it was on December 2nd, the date that the DA was suggesting you were in Boston having massages and dinner, right?
Objection, that was December 3rd.
All right. Well,
It's the jury's memory, but.
yeah, if he can answer that.
Do you recall, sir, that she also had sent you the same day, or taken a picture of what appears to be Cora's Christmas list, wish list. Is that what that is?
Yeah.
Okay. And if you look at the record on that, that was sent if you can read that.
It's December 2nd at 6:13 p.m.
6:13 p.m. And then finally, if you look at the metadata that is apparently buried in the photograph, it gives latitude and longitude of where the photograph was taken. Is that right? You're familiar with metadata, I would imagine. No way I can't do this.
Use the tape. Use the tape. The tape on the thing tells you where to put the.
Oh. Thank you.
Yeah,
His assistant is helping him. She said it's taped. It's taped. It will help him.
that's
So
our address.
Okay. And that would be the metadata with
Good
the
assistant.
latitude and the longitude, and shows you where these photos were taken, correct?
Correct.
About these, Ron?
So I think we had Exhibit 76. They're making a copy of that. Do you want to mark that? I don't know if we marked that yet. That was the earlier one, just so everybody can keep this straight. And this latest email would be Exhibit 77.
That would be the letter, the email?
The one that was just copied.
Yeah, the email right here. Yep.
Two pages.
Yes.
It's 76 and 77.
Okay.
Thank you. Now, sir, Exhibit 76 is an email from you to, and we will going to delete the people that are on the email, if I may, Your Honor, as we mark it as an exhibit. Let me approach you. Does it indicate the date and the time on the very top? You sent that email to your staff members or people that work with you.
It does. Yep.
Tell the jurors what the date was.
It's January 24th at 5:24.
And that was sent from your Surface Pro?
I don't know, actually. It could have been sent from my iPhone.
Okay. Get off of this one. Sorry, off.
Yeah. That would be Exhibit 76.
Now, when was Callan born?
May 26, 2022.
My memory serves that it was a good birth. It was not easy birth, but I mean, there were no complications.
There are no complications.
And were both of you very happy with Callan being
Yeah.
born healthy? And
Yeah, we felt very lucky.
then in that summer of 22, you had one of the best summers that you've had, right?
Yeah.
What happened in September, October of 2022?
Lindsay's mental health started to deteriorate.
And when you say that, sir, what is it that you, as her husband, observed?
Just increased stress and anxiety.
And did she, as a result of that, go to see or reach out for help to see someone?
Yes.
And who was that?
I believe it was Jennifer Tufts.
Now, Jennifer Tufts is a psychiatrist,
Yeah.
and where is she located?
I never went to her office. Somewhere on the South Shore.
Do you remember when Lindsay went to see Jennifer Tufts?
I don't remember the exact date. I think it was sometime in September. Oh, I wasn't really involved at the beginning of Jennifer Tufts.
Of course. Do you recall that the difficulties or the trouble, so to speak, began towards the end of September into October of 22?
Yeah, it was pretty gradual.
Okay. But do you remember when the DA asked you yesterday whether or not you used your computer to Google suicide in, I think it was August of 22. Do you remember her asking you that question?
Yes.
And do you remember your response?
No, honestly.
You didn't Google that, did you?
I don't think I did, no.
No. But I'm going to show you, sir, a web history of your computer. Have in mind that the question was asked of you as to whether or not in August of 22 you Googled suicide. You responded no, right?
Correct.
The inference being, I guess, that back in August of 22, she would have Googled it. Apparently, right?
Sure.
You know a guy named Tim Hall?
I think you mean Tom Hall.
Yeah, Tom Hall, I apologize. Who's Tom Hall?
He's a musical artist.
He's a what artist?
Like a country artist.
Country. Is he like a guitar playing guy or singer?
Yeah, was.
When you say was, what happened to him?
He committed suicide.
And I'm going to show you, sir, your Surface Pro records back in August of 22. Do you recall Googling the name Tom Hall so you could access one of his new albums or new records?
I do remember briefly listening to Tom Hall's music.
Okay. Now, you've never seen, you haven't seen this document before, correct?
Correct.
All right, and this would be, I'm sure you're probably familiar with it. When you get a phone dump or a computer records dump, you get a printout of all the sites that somebody would go on, Google, Wikipedia, things like that.
Right.
If you can look to the right,
Yep.
down a little bit, and you see, I think it says Tom Hall.
Yeah.
What does it say on Tom Hall?
It says his Wikipedia page.
Yep. Let me see here. So, here, we've got so that shows you when somebody Googles, and then it goes Wikipedia, and you see where up above it says suicide methods?
Yeah.
Now, you didn't, as you said to the DA, you didn't Google suicide methods, right?
I didn't Google suicide methods, no.
But in fact, sir, when you Googled Tom Hall, it took you to the Wikipedia page and it said that he died, right?
He did, yeah.
And then you clicked on the Wikipedia page and it went into a hyperlink. You know what a hyperlink is? I imagine you
Yeah.
do. Hyperlink.
Yeah.
What is a hyperlink, just so I know?
So like in Wikipedia, it would be a word that's highlighted in blue and it goes to a website.
Okay. So if I suggest to you, sir, that as you move down on your searches that afternoon, that you were looking at Tom Hall, that it brought you to ways to commit suicide, Tom Hall, Google search again, Tom Hall, all on that date at the same time. And you were just looking to see about the guy because he killed himself, right?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah.
Right off of this one.
Right, any objection?
Can I just see the packet?
Oh, yeah.
Again, Your Honor, I got that discovery from the DA, so it's...
Well, it's an email from his
We'll just
expert, not us.
just take a look at it and we'll kind of go from there. Hold on a second.
While she's looking at that, I just asked her, what is a URL? What does that mean?
Hold on a second. Just,
right.
wait till she gets a chance to finish.
Sorry, Your Honor. Sorry, Your Honor. He doesn't have eyes in the back of his head like us mamas do.
I would object.
All right, if I could see Counsel.
Okay, she's objecting on something. Welcome in, Katie K. Welcome in, Linda, Miss Linda. Good to see you. Miss Carol is here. Honey is here. I want to see if I missed anybody. Lorianne Rack from Facebook. We're so glad to have Facebook people. Yes, comment on Facebook. I do see your comments. Now, they don't show up in YouTube, but I do see them in the streaming, and I will pop them up so everybody else can see. So you're welcome to comment and enjoy along with us. Thank you so much. Y'all are amazing.
Caption of
Oh, by the way, this book is really creepy.
diary date at the same time. And you were just looking to see about the guy because he killed himself, right?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah.
Right off of this.
Any objection?
Can I just see the packet?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, did I?
Again, Your Honor, I got that discovery from the...
I went too far, my bad. I didn't mean to.
That would at least refresh your memory, sir, that in fact, inadvertently, that you touched the Wikipedia thing for suicide, but it was for Tom Hall, the singer, right?
Sounds like that was the case.
Okay. Do you recall what medication Lindsay was put on by Dr. Tufts?
She started with Zoloft.
Now, counsel had asked you about whether or not Lindsay was on Zoloft or any SSRI antidepressant medication in the past. Do you remember that question?
Yeah.
Do you remember her asking about that you were having a conversation with her and she said that she was going on Zoloft and that she had already been to Tufts, or was it Tufts that she got the script from?
Correct.
Okay. She told you that, right?
Yeah.
She didn't hide that from you, right?
No.
And it was, you were at a wedding, is that right? You were walking down the street, the two of you together, like at the end of the night. She basically told you that she had to use the meds.
It was earlier in the day. It was before the wedding, but yeah.
Okay. And do you recall how, to your observation, how dedicated was she to taking her medications as instructed by the numerous doctors that she ultimately saw?
She always took them as instructed.
Do you remember, did she in fact have a diary that she kept of the milligrams, the type of medication, the date that she took the medication, and what, if any, reactions that she had to it? Do you recall that?
Yeah.
And do you remember where that was kept? Did she keep it in any particular place?
I think she kept it in the kitchen.
In the kitchen. So I'm going to show you a photograph that the state police took in your house. Is this a fair and accurate depiction of your kitchen?
Yeah.
So that kind of shows a bunch of books that are in like a cabinet or something, right?
Right.
I'm going to show you this enlarged spine, if you will, of a book. I ask if you ever saw that before.
I don't recall seeing this.
Would you agree, sir, that this book is, in fact, the same book, the same coloring that was in the bunch of books in your kitchen?
Yeah.
And on this book, you see what the caption of the book is.
Yeah, it says, "Good moms have scary thoughts."
And I'm going to approach you with this document, sir, which would be a number of pages from the book, the cover of the book, and the inside of the book. Just, you've never seen that before, no?
I don't recall seeing this.
Okay. understand, Your Honor, I will not offer this at this time.
Look, Counsel Como, if you could, Mr. Reddick, if you could show
not.
what it is that you.
I'm sorry, you said you're not offering it?
Well, I don't have the foundation, is that?
Okay.
All right, any objection?
No.
Okay.
So can I put it in?
Yes, that's
Oh,
fine.
okay, great, thank you.
No objection to him not offering it.
All right.
If
No,
I
I'm
could just
lost.
look at it,
Yeah.
there may
Why
not.
don't we do this? Why doesn't everybody come over here with that, and we can kind of figure out where we go.
Okay, I do have a deaf client who just started watching. Welcome. We're going to zoom.
Sees Dr. Jolaris.
Julie Paul.
And is this a doctor or a nurse practitioner?
I don't remember with Julie Paul. It was very brief.
Okay. Now, is it fair to say that Julie Paul was at South Shore?
Yeah,
Naval?
correct.
And Julie Paul was a friend of your mother's, is that right?
Yeah, I think they were acquaintances. Yeah,
Your mother was a nurse also at South Shore Hospital.
in L&D. Yeah,
L&D Labor and Delivery, same thing. Okay. And your mother was good enough to refer Lindsay to this person to consult with, right?
yeah. I don't think it was a formal referral. I think she just said this is a specialist that you might want to talk with.
All right. And did she go to see the specialist?
Yeah.
And did you go with her, or was this a?
No, I never met
Should
Julie
back
Paul.
myself up. Were these like in-person meetings, or are they like what do you call them, Zoom meetings? And
Most of the meetings were Zoom. The only in-person that I'm aware of was with Rebecca Gelata.
Rebecca Gelata. Okay, and that was because you insisted on it, right?
I thought it was warranted at that time. Yeah.
Right, because you were pretty much at your wit's end with the 15-minute Zooms, and you wanted to sit down eyeball to eyeball and talk to this person, right?
I hadn't attended any prior to that. I just wanted to get clarification. I wanted to see if we could get on the same page.
All right. So now, Lindsay's on Zoloft from Dr. Tufts, the psychiatrist, correct?
Correct.
And then that runs into when you guys, she goes to see Nurse Paul.
Can you clarify?
What was it?
Can you clarify what you're asking?
Yeah, what month? When was it that she saw Nurse Paul?
Maybe October, but I'm not sure.
Okay. When she saw Nurse Paul, do you remember where she saw Nurse Paul, or was it a video thing?
I don't know. I wasn't involved.
Okay. Did Nurse Paul prescribe medication to her?
Objection.
I'll allow it if he knows.
I don't know off the top of my head.
All right. Do you recall whether or not, to your opinion, that she had any reactions to the Zoloft that she had been placed on by Dr. Tufts?
Objection.
I don't allow any observations that were made.
Right, so it's not guesswork, it's observations, anything you saw and observed.
Yeah, it seemed to align with her insomnia symptoms.
Now, the insomnia, inability to sleep, was that a significant problem from your observations with her?
Yeah, it was a huge problem.
And when you say huge problem, was there one point when she was on medication from Tufts that in fact she had gone 48 hours, I think, without sleep?
Yeah.
And that was disturbing to her?
Yeah, and it was just hard to function.
And how about you? Was it disturbing to you?
I just wanted her to get sleep and feel better.
Now, during that period of time, she then went and saw the next doctor, a nurse practitioner, which we talked about, which would be nurse practitioner Paul at South Shore, right?
Right.
Now, after seeing nurse practitioner Paul, if you remember, or no, did you observe, did she seem to get better or did she seem to get worse?
It would be hard to say. I think it was a week at most. So it's really hard to say in that short a time frame.
Sure. And when you say a week at most, you mean that's like she was seeing nurse practitioner Paul for about a week?
Yeah, and I mean, she may have only seen her once. It was very brief, and then she got reassigned somewhere, so.
And the reason, if you know, that she got reassigned somewhere would be nurse practitioner Gelata, right?
Right.
Same practice, right?
Right.
And the reason was because Paul moved on to another job, right?
Right.
So Lindsay wasn't out doctor hunting. She was referred by the nurse practitioner that was referred to you guys by your mom because Paul was leaving, right?
Yeah, she just switched doctors in the same practice.
All right. Now, she sees Dr. Gelada, right?
Right.
Did Dr. Gelada, to your knowledge, put her on medication?
Yeah.
And what was the medication, if you know?
Mainly Seroquel and benzodiazepines, Ativan.
Now, benzodiazepines, they're addictive, right?
Apparently.
Objection.
I'll allow it.
And a benzo would be, for example, Ativan, correct?
Correct.
Now, Seroquel, she was placed on Seroquel as well, is that correct?
Right.
And to your observation, again, you're not a doctor, what you saw of your wife, was she affected positively or negatively by the Seroquel that she was on?
It appeared that she was affected very negatively, and she's reporting that that she was getting worse on the Seroquel.
And do you know, did she report that to Dr. Gelada?
Yeah.
When she would consult with Dr. Gelada, prior to you actually going, do you know, were they all on video? If you know.
I believe, yeah, they were all on Zoom.
Okay. Do you have any opinion for the jury as to approximately how long these meetings on Zoom would be with the nurse practitioner?
Probably around 20 minutes.
At some point, do you recall that you went with Lindsay to see Dr. Gelada? Is that right?
Yes.
And do you remember, if you remember, when that was?
Early December.
In early December of 2022, can you tell the jury from your observations, how did Lindsay appear? How was she acting? How was she faring?
She was extremely sleep deprived and just highly anxious.
Was there a number of occasions that you would actually see her on the sofa, rocking back and forth with her head under a pillow?
Yeah.
Did you report that and other symptoms to Dr. Gelada?
Lindsay did.
So when was it, if you recall, that you went and saw Dr. Gelada with your wife, person to person?
When was it?
Yep.
Early December. I think it was December 6th.
And do you remember, you have a pretty good memory about this, do you remember what medication she was prescribed by Gelada?
Coming out of that meeting.
Yep.
Yeah, she increased the Seroquel significantly, and then she prescribed her Valium to help taper off of the benzos.
Taper off the benzos?
Yeah.
To your knowledge, did Lindsay go to doctors to seek out benzodiazepines or drugs just because she was a drug addict?
No. Lindsay, I think, wanted to. She definitely didn't want to take any more benzodiazepines, and definitely didn't want to take any more Seroquel. I think that it wasn't really a matter of trying to get off the medication; it was just trying to get on the right medication.
Okay. Let's say mid-December, what observations, if any, heading up towards Christmas, did you guys endure?
She seemed to get worse. The Seroquel was increased to 400 milligrams.
400?
Yeah. And,
by Dr. Gelada?
Yeah. And the idea behind that was it would help with sleep, but she didn't get better. She got worse.
Do you recall that at one point she went to a place called Women's and Infants
Yeah.
in Rhode Island?
Right.
Women and Infants Center for Women's Behavioral Health. Do you recall that?
Right.
Do you remember when she actually went to Women's Behavioral Health?
Sometime in mid-December. I don't know the exact date.
All right. So if I suggest to you, sir, that I have certified copies of the Women and Infants medical records indicating that on December 20th of 2022, That was the day that you dropped her off at Women. Does that refresh your memory?
Yeah.
Your Honor, I'd like to offer the certified copies of the Women and Infants Hospital records.
I would object, we don't have a copy of those.
All right.
You don't have these?
Could I see everybody here?
Okay, my deaf client went back to work. Thank you so much for joining. It's always a pleasure to interpret for you. And I don't like to stop in the middle of a testimony, so even though they may have left, I will interpret to the next break. Let me fix my screen. I do block out my screen. It makes it easier for the deaf person. My hair's a hot mess. I've been in a cap, but it doesn't work well when you're interpreting. But as you can tell, we are getting into a lot, and I think my camera just froze. As you can tell, we're getting into a lot of discussions about the medication, when, what, where, how, why, what he knew, what he didn't know, all of that good stuff. And so I'm back. StreamYard, for some reason, if you blur the background, it freezes you. So we are coming towards the end of the day.
After she got back from McLean.
Let me get back over here. Sorry about that. I mean, it's such a it's so hard to catch this where it needs to be. If she's worsening, one doesn't typically increase. I'm not a doc. Career vet med adjustment. Ah.
The death for identification.
So, Mr. Clancy, do you remember that day, December 20th of 2022, that she went to that place? How did she get there?
I drove her.
And do you remember dropping her off?
Yeah.
Do you remember what her state of mind was to go there? Was she scared? Was she happy? Was she?
I think she was scared.
Do you remember what you did that day?
I took Dawson skiing.
And where did you go skiing?
Wachusett.
At some point in the afternoon, did you receive a phone call?
Yeah.
Was it from Lindsay?
Yeah.
And as a result of the phone call, what did you do?
She said that you need to come pick me up, and the doctors here want to talk to you, have you come in and talk for a bit.
Okay. Did you go and talk to him?
Yeah.
Do you remember who you talked to?
I don't remember their names.
Do you remember the conversation? Did you describe or indicate what her symptoms were at that point in December 20th of 2022?
Yeah, the conversation was they didn't.
Objection.
Yes.
All right. Sustained at this time.
Did the people at Women's and Infants Facility in Rhode Island prescribe any medication to your knowledge?
I don't think so.
They provide any counseling or anything?
I think they tried to, but they felt that it wasn't the right fit for Lindsay.
Okay. Do you recall that in fact it was because of the drugs? They weren't sure what symptomology would be because of the drugs?
Objection.
Sustained.
Do you recall whether or not the people at Women and Infants in Rhode Island reached out to Dr. Gelada?
Objection.
I don't think
Well,
so.
if he knows.
I don't think they did, no.
And was it one day or half a day that she went to Women and Infants in Rhode Island?
It was a half a day.
Half a day. So after you pick her up and you bring her home, it's now you and the kids and Lindsay, and it's days before Christmas, right?
Yeah, and her parents were there.
Why were her parents there?
They were visiting, trying to help out, and I took Dawson to Wachusett, so they stayed home with Cora and Kellen.
Now, during that time frame in December of 22, maybe a little bit before, maybe after Thanksgiving, did your mom and dad and Lindsay's parents come to your house and try to help out with the kids?
Yeah, I think it was separately, though.
Yeah, of course, it would be separate. I mean, what would they do?
Just be there, help out, play with them, to get takeout, play Scrabble.
Did Lindsay's mother and father actually stay there and sleep in the basement for
They did, yeah.
time? Were you aware, personally, let me back up, you and Lindsay as husband and wife would in effect sleep in the same bedroom, is that correct?
Yeah.
There was an occasion, though, that she said to you about you go downstairs, and then I think she ended up downstairs?
Yeah, for the purposes of her getting better sleep.
And for her purposes of getting better sleep, were you aware that on one occasion she used a gummy, a sleep aid gummy? Did you know that?
I don't recall that, but we did have them in the house.
Okay. Now, to your knowledge, was Lindsay a person that liked to smoke the weed and use the CBDs oils?
I love the way he said that. Smoke the instead smoke. That's funny. I like the way he
all
says
that
it.
stuff, or did she not imbibe in
I
that?
don't know. She didn't smoke.
So you had these gummies in the house, sleep aid, right?
I mean, some people might call them a sleep aid.
Okay. Heading into the holidays of 22, do you recall where you spent Christmas?
I think it was at our house. We celebrated Cora's birthday. And then I think we actually went down to Wallingford, Connecticut to be with her parents after.
Her parents?
Yeah.
Okay. And then heading into January of 23, who did she then see for doctors or nurse practitioners, if you know?
After she got back from McLean,
Yes.
she switched back to Jennifer Tufts.
Now, before she switches back to Tufts in January, on New Year's of 2022, 2023, you guys drive to Boston, go to MGH, and ultimately she turns herself into McLean Hospital, right?
Right.
Now, McLean Hospital is basically a locked ward facility, correct?
Correct.
Was she allowed to just wander around and leave?
I love the way he says that. By the way, those who don't know me, I used to work at the Kerrville State Hospital for the forensically insane and incompetent to withstand trial, a facility in which she will go to if she wins and they declare her not guilty by reason of insanity. But the way he said that's priceless, y'all.
The place whenever she wanted?
She couldn't leave, but inside she could go to different areas.
Can you tell the jury what her state of mind was as she went to McLean Hospital with her husband on New Year's 23 at that point?
She was scared. She didn't want to go. But I think it was the second time we went to the ER, and I said, you have to go.
Now at McLean Hospital, I know you visited with her, is that correct?
Yeah.
District Attorney asked you yesterday about the excellent care that she was provided with all these counselors and therapists, and you indicated that it was your understanding that she was playing with clay and coloring, right?
Right.
Can you describe for the jury what McLean was like to you as a husband visiting his wife? In other words, were there doctors, were there nurses, were there people in the hallways?
What I saw was it looked like mainly nurses. It was the tail end of COVID, so they're mostly behind this plastic covered area. And it could have been just the time of day that I visited, but people were hanging around, watching TV, playing with clay.
Do you know whether or not she saw a doctor or psychiatrist ultimately from McLean Hospital?
I was not aware of that. The only one I was aware of it was the doctor on the second to last or final day.
And what was that, Dr. Goodhart?
Yeah.
And did you speak to Dr. Goodhart?
I ended up calling her.
Call
I wanted to see what her evaluation was. So I gave her a call and we spoke, and she said, she's clearly depressed.
Sustained.
Okay. So you spoke to Dr. Goodhart.
Yeah.
Did Dr. Goodhart, to your knowledge, prescribe any medication?
I think she recommended medication, and then
How many medications did she recommend?
I don't know if she recommended multiple. I want to say it was Cymbalta, but she said, check with your doctor and make a decision.
So when Lindsay left, it was because she wanted to leave one day early because of Cora's birthday. Is that right?
I didn't think it was. I don't think it was one day early. I think she had a 5-day stay, which at the time was my understanding was that was pretty standard. And yeah, she did want to attend Cora's birthday.
So there's no doubt, sir, in your mind that when she was discharged from McLean, that you got these, right? McLean?
Yes.
Yeah. That when she was discharged from McLean Hospital, it was not against medical advice. The doctors gave her bill of health and let her go with you, right?
Right.
Or off of the McLean records.
Any objection?
No.
All right, they may be admitted.
It said we ran.
Now, you know when you go to the hospital and you get out of the hospital, they give you a bag and you've got medications and a little card and says, thank you for being here, stuff like that. Did you guys get anything from McLean at all?
I don't think so.
Did you get any recommendations other than the doctor suggesting that you might want to try Cymbalta? Did they give you a script?
I don't think so.
You know what Cymbalta was?
No.
You remember Dr. Goodhart telling Lindsay to Google it?
I think that's accurate.
Yeah. In fact, she Googled hundreds of times
Yeah.
medication, right?
Yeah.
So when you guys go home, and now it's January, obviously, you had the party for Cora, correct?
Yeah.
You guys had friends over, or friends that you guys knew?
Friends came to the party, which was at a place in Plymouth.
Would you agree with me that Lindsay had a number of friends from actually grammar school through high school through college that she stayed in touch with over the years?
Yeah.
And you as well?
Yep.
And they're good friends, like you still would see them and you guys would do dinner and things of that nature, right?
Yeah.
Actually, one of your friends, I think it was one of your friends, it might have been one of her friends, actually named her in January or around that time frame to be godmother or take care of their child if anything bad happened to them and they were dead, right? Remember that?
My brain has been foggy for the last couple of years, but
I understand.
yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
In January, as time went by, do you recall that she would actually continue to take notes of her medications that she was taking, right?
That sounds like something Lindsay would do.
Kept a diary or a little log, right?
Yep.
I'm approaching you, sir, with this and asking if you can identify this.
Okay, here's the thing. Did y'all hear that? He asked if she would keep this list, and he said, sounds like something she would do. He did not say for sure that she did and he knew about it. Watch what happens next.
Yes.
And when you say yes, and I'll put it on the little screen, what is it?
It's the dosage of medication that she took and how she's feeling.
So this is kind of like a little medical diary that she was keeping.
Yeah.
For example, here you see on that 5 milligrams Valium, 200 Seroquel, slept well, horrible thoughts in the morning, right?
Yeah.
And did she at some point, I think the DA had asked you, I'm going to offer this, Your Honor, if I may.
Any objection?
No.
All right, that may be admitted.
Thank you. There was an occasion where she told you in the presence of her mother that she was having horrible thoughts, right?
Right.
And you told us about that yesterday. And it was quite an emotional thing for her to do that, right?
Right.
After that time frame, you continued on. You were working in the basement, right?
Yeah.
I shouldn't say basement. It was a finished place, right?
Finished basement, yeah.
And that was where you worked on a regular basis. Is that right?
Yeah.
Would that be a 40-hour week or longer?
It varied, but yeah, roughly 40 hours.
And I know it was maybe COVID, tail end of COVID, but one of the other reasons that you did that was so you could be home and help out. Is that right?
Yeah, I worked from home since 2018.
Okay.
But yeah, I built an office down there.
So you were always there?
Yeah.
Not always, but you were down there when you would work?
When I wasn't traveling, yeah, I was there.
Okay. So when would you travel? Tell us about that.
I really didn't travel actually much during COVID, just towards the end and once in November.
November of what year?
2022.
November of 2022.
But before that, I traveled extensively.
But let's look at November of 2022. November of 2022 is a month before she is telling you and her mother that she was having thoughts about hurting the children, right?
Right.
It's November of 2022, and you traveled. Where did you travel to?
New York.
And how long were you there, sir?
2 nights.
And who took care of the kids?
Lindsay.
Sorry?
Lindsay took care of the kids.
Lindsay. So for 2 days, 2 nights, a month and a week or so before she killed the children, she was home with the kids for 2 days. Is that right?
Right.
Fair to say that you also had your friends that you would do brunch with on occasion, Sundays or weeknights or whenever, guys night type thing?
Yeah.
And you'd be out with your friends. If she wanted to kill the kids, she certainly could have done it that time when you're out, right?
In theory.
As opposed to sending you on a 3-minute trip to CVS and a 9-minute trip to a restaurant, you were away.
You're correct, Karate Cat Mom, and here's where I struggle. She voiced the thoughts to him that she had thoughts of hurting her kids. Now, where I struggle with him, and I'm sure them not being here with him is punishment enough, is if I had a spouse that said to me that I'm having thoughts of harming our children, I would not be leaving my spouse alone with the kids until that person is declared mentally sane and stable and trust has been built. Because I have to say, that is on him, in my humble opinions.
For 2 days in November and on a number of occasions for brunch as well as skiing, right? You're a pretty active guy.
Yeah.
Right? I'm going to approach you, sir, and another one of the books that was in the kitchen cabinet, I believe. If you remember, if you want to start this one.
I don't think so.
But is it fair to say, sir, that she had a number of books, about parenting and things like that, and this one here was pregnancy and postpartum anxiety workbook. Did she have workbooks that you were aware of, or work diagrams and things like that?
She had books of different sorts.
So you can't identify this as being in the kitchen, right?
I don't recall seeing that book. No.
Am I
Yeah.
Sure.
For identification.
Thank you. By the way, I'll withdraw that. I'm going to approach you, sir, with this document. Excuse me. And ask if you can identify it.
It says postpartum depression and anxiety patient information sheet.
And if you go towards the end there, does it appear to be her writing in it?
Yeah.
Okay. That off of this one?
No
All
objection.
right, that may be admitted.
Yeah, understand. Now, sir, looking at this item, it's got a bunch of flowers on the front. Appears to be a notebook. Is it your understanding that the state police went in your house and they seized all sorts of items, such as this?
Yep.
But we don't have originals, the police do, but these are
Right.
copies. Fair and accurate?
Yeah.
Is that the caption that you were referring to?
Yes.
Postpartum depression and anxiety.
Yes.
And at the end of this particular document, you would agree, sir, that it has writing?
Yeah.
And whose writing is that?
Lindsay's.
And is this like a book or notes that she would take documenting on a daily basis any effect that she had from postpartum?
It appears to be the case.
Yeah. Your Honor, I would offer the records of Dr. Jennifer Tufts, Astor Mental Health records.
No
Come.
objection.
All right, they may be admitted.
I'm going to have to, I think, maybe talk to the DA about this, because I do have a lot of tabs and notes in this one. I know we have clean copies, right?
We have a clean copy we were planning to admit,
All right,
so that's
good,
not a problem.
okay.
So we'll enter that, and then before, we can then substitute it with a clean copy.
Thank you.
Exhibit H for identification.
John, can I see the exhibit for the, oh. One of the things that you had identified yesterday was the document that you obtained from CVS, is that correct?
Yes.
It sets forth all of the medications that were purchased by Lindsay, by prescription from the physicians that she had seen during that period of time, correct?
Correct.
And you indicated yesterday that the police had seized a number of pill bottles, and then you also had a number of pill bottles, is that right?
Right.
And the pill bottles that you had, do you recall, what are the circumstances that you had them in a bag in your car?
The reason I had them in a bag is because sometimes a provider would adjust medications. So, for example, I do remember Lindsay had a prescription of Ativan, and then a few days later they wanted to increase the dosage because it wasn't effective. So what they would do is they would say, give that old prescription to your husband, he'll discard it, and then continue taking from the new prescription.
When the DA yesterday went through that there were scripts and there were pills with a 30 count, but then there's 27 and 3 were gone, but that's because she wasn't taking her medication. That's not the case. It was what you were told to do, right?
Correct, yeah. Without that context, it paints a different picture.
Exhibit 2 would be the pills that you had turned in, I believe. Is that correct? That were in your bag, in your car?
Right.
I know you can't tell from looking at the bag.
I remembered it's Exhibit 2, though.
Okay. Wednesday, January 24th, one of the troopers located 4 medication bottles, and at some point on the 26th, at about 2:30 in the afternoon, bottles were then documented by the police. When was it, if you know, that you turned these items in to the police?
I believe it was after the event. I don't remember the exact date, but I remember I told them I do have other prescriptions in my truck still, and I gave them to him.
Okay. So the police already went in with a search warrant. They already seized all the drugs that they could find in the house, in the kitchen, in the bedroom. Were there drugs in the kitchen, by the way?
Yeah.
They're all over the place, right?
Yeah.
And they seized them, right?
Yeah.
And then you, to be cooperative, told the police that you also had pills in your car, and you went to the DA's office and gave them to Attorney Sprague and the state police, right?
Right, but to be clear, those were discontinued prescriptions.
These are the ones like that she stopped.
Correct.
All right. And then you had new prescriptions, and there were new prescriptions that were prescribed to her, right?
Yes.
Now, when I met with you in the house, long after the state police had gone and finished their search,
Yep.
you recall that we went up to the bedroom and I removed this from the nightstand right next to the bed.
Yeah.
Can you tell us what that is? What is this? Is it a drawer, obviously?
That's the drawer that goes into the nightstand.
And inside the drawer, sir, do you recall that there were a number of items that I see, trazodone, Lindsay Clancy, prescribed on January 5, 23. Creatinine, January. Creatinine, 100 milligrams, prescribed for Lindsay Clancy, December 21st. Lorazepam, they're all empty too, right?
Yeah.
Because these are what she shot down with that lemonade or water or whatever was in the cup that she ground up these pills, right? Lamotrigine, prescribed to Lindsay Clancy, December 16th of 22. Mirtazapine, prescribed to Lindsay Clancy, January 23. Those are in this drawer, and they were all empty, right?
Right.
You observed that, right? There's something else that was in the drawer. Do you recognize that?
Yeah.
What is it?
It's her Apple Watch.
Her Apple Watch. This is the Apple Watch that apparently the police used to go up the stairs, downstairs, heart rate, things of that nature, right?
Yeah.
They never even seized it, did they? They left it in the drawer, right?
Apparently.
What is this item, sir? If you can identify that for us.
It's a face mask for sleeping.
To sleep?
Yeah.
Now, you had mentioned something, I think, about pillow spray. What is that?
She bought some pillow spray. It apparently helps you sleep.
And did you see her using that on a regular basis?
Yeah.
Yes?
Yeah, she did.
Your Honor, I would offer the draw.
If I could just see,
Yeah.
I think you.
I think there's a watch on the side there.
I know, I was going to comment.
Oh,
No objection.
okay. Do you want to put that in as one exhibit? Sure. Okay.
82.
Now, in reference to the Apple Watch, sir, how many Apple Watches did she have? If you
Just
know?
one.
Just one. It's the only one she had. Police never seized it, right?
Correct.
And the drugs that were in the drawer, the empty drugs and the pill bottles from January and December 22, 23, the police never seized them, did they?
No.
I'm showing you an item, sir. It's like a little green vase. Have you ever seen that before?
Yeah.
Can you tell the jury what it is?
Objection. We could go to side.
Yeah, can I see counsel sidebar, please?
Yeah, I knew that was going to happen. I knew that was going to happen. We have a lot of sidebars, but I'm glad they're not too long. And I like this judge. He really keeps things running smoothly. Thank you, Your Honor. Appreciate you, Your Honor. He's so polite. I really like him. Come on. There we go.
To your knowledge, sir, was she advised by nurse practitioner Tufts to keep a nighttime dump diary of all of her thoughts and write them down so that she had something that she could refer to?
Not that I'm aware of.
you ever see her writing notes in a diary or like a thing with dates on it, November 23rd, for example, things of that nature?
I knew she kept notes, but I didn't see her doing it.
When I show you this document, I ask, that appears to be her handwriting.
Yeah.
And does that contain indication as to her state of mind, particular date, or dates thereafter?
Yeah.
Just take a look at the other pages to make sure that they're all her handwriting.
Yeah.
You want to write it off for this?
Como?
Can I see it, please?
Yeah.
Again, I got it from the state police, so let's assume you guys have it.
No objection.
Okay, that may be admitted.
Page 3.
I'm going to show you another document, Sarah. It appears to be a document. Do you recognize her handwriting in that document, the dates, September 29th, for example, 22?
Yes.
And does that appear to be, can you tell us what that appears to be, sir, if you know?
Looks like a schedule for Callan.
And the schedule for Callan, that would be, what, like when he's eating or sleeping or something like that?
Yeah, and naps. Yeah.
So, for example, where it says September 29th, there it is, 22, and then it makes reference to Callan, last fed with a time frame, and then there's a bunch of pages like that that go forward on those dates. Is that what that is?
Yeah.
Put him down for a nap, 9:35 with a smiley face, things like that, right?
Right.
Is this typical for Lindsay that she would document these things as a new mother?
Yeah.
Was she being controlling, in your opinion, of her child and of you by doing this schedule?
No, I found it helpful.
For this, Your Honor, I don't think there's any.
Any objection?
No
All
objection.
right, that may be admitted.
One of the things, sir, that the district attorney had asked you about is the exhibits of the, I think it was the window in the bedroom. You said it was 20 feet drop to the ground.
Right.
Is that right? This is a photograph of the same one you already introduced, but I just don't know where it is. So this is the photograph of the house. You can identify that, right?
Yeah, that's the living room window.
Okay. And the window that you're talking about that's 20 feet up would be on the very top of that picture, correct?
Correct.
Now, when you identified this picture, I can't see it. You see that there's some kind of an orange ball, appears to be an orange ball underneath the sill
Yeah.
to the left. And it appears to be red marks or red spots, like possibly blood above it.
Yep.
Can you tell the jurors what that little orange ball is?
Yeah, we had a woodpecker who would peck at the house and create holes. That's why I prepared some of the other sections too. And I took some foam and filled the hole.
I'd offer that, Your Honor, just continuity.
No
All
objection.
right, that may be admitted.
And I'd also, if I may, just the top picture, I believe is also, see where it looks like fingerprints or blood on the edge of the window on the second floor, you see that? That's from the house?
Yeah.
Excuse me, Attorney Reddy.
Yeah. Okay, I'm talking about the Hornet thing right here. And then this is, I see on this top here, okay. So you see on the top of this window here, it's not a very good picture. Underneath the Hornet thing, you can see it, but in the exhibit, you can see there's like blood drops or blood smears there.
Yeah. I
That's
see it.
the first floor window that's directly underneath the second floor window, right?
Right.
Okay. I'd offer these, Your Honor.
Any objection?
No.
They may be admitted.
I'm all set, thank you, sir.
All right. Commonwealth, redirect?
Yes, Your Honor, thank you. Mr. Clancy, you were shown an email, and it's been marked as an exhibit that you sent to coworkers on January 24th, 2023 at 5:24 p.m., correct?
Yeah.
And you were asked about it coming from the Surface Pro, but your testimony was that it could have come from your iPhone, correct?
Correct.
And in fact, you watched footage earlier of yourself going into the CVS in Kingston at 5:32 p.m., correct?
Correct.
And you had your phone with you, correct, because you used it? And we also saw you on the 3V footage using your phone as well, correct?
Right.
So you were clearly out of the house at 5:24 p.m., correct?
Sorry, what time did you say I was at CVS?
So you walked in at 5:32 p.m., correct?
Correct.
And you left the house. As you were leaving the house, Lindsay sent you the text about PDLX, correct?
I don't know if I had left the house yet, but yeah.
But that was sent at 5:15 p.m., correct?
Right.
And how far away is the Kingston CVS?
3 minutes.
Okay. And so you leave the house, you get into your car, and you drive to CVS, correct?
Correct.
And so that should have taken 3 minutes, correct?
Yep.
So after the text that was sent at 5:15 p.m., that would have been sometime around 5:18 or 5:20 p.m. that you should have arrived at CVS, correct?
Right.
But you don't go in until 5:32 p.m., correct?
I don't know.
We could
I don't know what time I pulled in the parking lot.
I'm not asking what time you pulled into the parking lot, but is it fair to say that the video that you were shown earlier shows you entering the store at 5:32 p.m.?
Yes.
So from the time you should have been at the parking lot of CVS around 5:20 p.m. until 5:32 p.m., could you have been in your car sending this email on your iPhone?
Yeah, I just don't know if I pulled into the parking lot at 5:20.
But sometime after the text was sent from Lindsay about PDLX, but before 5:32 p.m., you were in your car.
Correct.
Okay.
Yes.
Now, you were asked about my questions to you about going to Boston, and my questions to you were about December 3rd, not December 2nd, correct?
Correct.
Because your anniversary is December 3rd, not December 2nd, correct?
Right.
So Dawson was taken to the doctors on December 2nd, correct?
Correct.
And on December 3rd, did you have plans, not that they were followed through, but did you have plans to go to Boston that day?
Yeah, so I can provide some clarification on that.
Sure.
So yeah, on Monday I was a little bit confused by it because we were home. But yeah, I think there was a plan prior to that, like an anniversary plan to go to Boston, but it was canceled.
Okay.
And the picture you showed was from September.
So the plans that you had to go to Boston, showing you here. Some text messages between yourself and Lindsay. And here, there's one here that says, the spa at the Omni is booked, but you're on the wait list. As a backup, I have you booked for massage at the nearby IHG for 90 minutes at 1:45. Is that correct?
Yeah.
And then you later say we can get lunch and then head over. She responds, okay. And then you write that they'll let you use the gym and the pool while she's getting her massage. Is that correct?
Right.
And then you talk about plans for lunch and dinner. And so there were the plans, they just fell through, right?
Yeah, we canceled them, yeah.
So it's not as if I made that up out of thin air. That's here in the text messages, correct?
Right, yeah. It was just confusing because we were home. But yeah, when I left, I recollected that, and then I found the picture, and the picture was from September.
And was that from the wedding you went to?
Yeah.
If we could have the text messages marked as in specific.
Any objection? All right, that may be admitted.
87. Now, in cross-examination, you said that Lindsay always took the medications exactly as instructed. But in direct, you said you weren't always with her every time she took the pills. Is Is that correct?
That's correct, but the understanding was that she took it as directed.
Because she told you she did?
Yeah,
And because you trusted her to do so?
yeah.
Okay. But you can't sit here and say definitively that she took every pill exactly as instructed every single time because you didn't watch her every time, correct?
I was not standing next to her every time she took pills.
And you were asked about the Facebook search in August 23rd, 2022. And you were asked about being on the Surface Pro and looking up the country singer who had killed himself. Is that right?
Right.
Okay. So I think that what you said when you were asked by defense counsel about whether or not you accidentally went to this site on methods of suicide, you said that could be likely, that might have happened. You're not sure, correct?
It's so subtle that I don't remember specifically, but I do remember listening to Tom T. Hall.
Okay. How often did you listen to him?
It was like for a week.
Okay. And so were you aware that on 8/23, August 23rd, 2022, at 9:40 a.m., someone signed into Lindsay's Facebook account on the Surface Pro?
No.
And then at 9:43 p.m. is when the Tom Hall site was accessed. Do you recall that?
Yeah.
And at 9:45 a.m. is when a person not just hit a link by accident, but actually had to click on a link to go to suicide methods. Are you aware of that?
No.
Okay. Is there any reason why you would have been going in and logging on to Lindsay's Facebook account while going on Wikipedia and looking at suicide methods all in that same 5 minutes?
I didn't log into Lindsay's Facebook ever. It's very possible that I looked at Tom Hall's Wikipedia page, but...
At some point?
Yeah.
Do you remember spending 3 minutes on the Methods of Suicide site, scrolling through and reading the Methods of Suicide site for 3 minutes?
No, I don't remember something I did for 3 minutes almost 4 years ago.
Do you remember being on that site, the Methods of Suicide, and clicking on a link to a bridge in Australia that people use to commit suicide?
No.
No. So in this 5 minutes or so where someone's using the Surface Pro, using Lindsay's Facebook while doing that, and then clicking on these links you don't remember, you think it might have been you?
I have no idea.
Okay. Now, you talked about Lindsay's stay at McLean Hospital. You said that it was a locked ward, she had to stay there, is that correct?
Correct.
But it was a voluntary commitment, wasn't it?
Yeah.
You didn't file any legal paperwork to have her committed, correct?
Correct.
There was no court order making her stay there, correct?
Correct.
So if she wanted to leave and expressed to the doctors that she wanted to leave, and they didn't believe she was a danger to herself or others, she could leave, correct?
To be honest, I don't know.
Okay. Now, you stated on direct examination that you visited her 2 times during the time that she was there at McLean, right?
At least twice, yeah.
And you said those were in the evening hours, is that correct?
Yeah, afternoon, evening.
Afternoon and evening. So you weren't there during the morning and early afternoon hours when they were offering these group therapies and when she was meeting with other practitioners?
I wasn't there in the morning.
Okay. And were you there during the when the staff was checking on her every 15 minutes?
No, but she did tell me about that.
Okay. And were you aware that she was evaluated several times and at first she had to stay on the unit, but then eventually based on what she was telling them, she was allowed to go on the grounds with staff?
I was aware that she went on at least one walk.
Okay. And so people were seeing her and interacting with her and changing the way her stay went at McLean Hospital throughout her stay.
Yeah.
And you talked about Dr. Goodhart recommending medications. What was the medication that you said that she recommended?
I thought it was Cymbalta, but I think she ended up taking amitriptyline.
looking here at the CVS records that you provided. We see, I'm sorry, here we go. So we see here, here we go. Aaliyah Goodhart, second from the bottom.
Yep.
Trazodone, 50 milligrams. So you thought that Dr. Goodhart had just recommended medication when there was actually a prescription that was given by Dr. Goodhart, correct?
Right, but I believe, so there's another one as well, lorazepam. I believe those were prescribed while she was staying there.
And so they were filled at CVS and sent to McLean?
Possibly. I remember there was an issue where she didn't have her medications when she went to McLean, so she needed them to be brought there.
She was discharged on January 5th, correct?
Right.
Are you aware that this document from CVS says that the prescription for Trazodone 50 milligrams prescribed by Dr. Aaliyah Goodhart was filled on January 5th, 2023?
Right.
Okay. And then the other prescription by Dr. Goodhart, the lorazepam, was also 1 milligram lorazepam was also filled on January 5th, 2023, correct?
Yeah.
So that's when she was discharged, not while she was staying there, correct?
Right, that's correct.
So Dr. Goodhart did in fact prescribe medication for Lindsay, Trazodone and Ativan, and not Cymbalta, correct?
She recommended Cymbalta, but she wasn't the one who prescribed that.
And in fact, no one prescribed that, correct?
Because it ended up switching to amitriptyline.
Okay. And the amitriptyline was prescribed by Dr. Jennifer Tufts, correct?
Right.
And Dr. Tufts prescribed 5 milligrams of diazepam on January 9th, 2023, correct?
Right.
And amitriptyline on January 16th. It was 10 milligrams of amitriptyline. And that was prescribed when Lindsay said she was having some issues with depression, correct?
Correct.
Okay. So she went to McLean Hospital and she was weaned off the Seroquel, correct?
I believe so, yeah.
And all the medications that she had taken prior to going to McLean, she was no longer on, those were gone, correct? Once she'd been in McLean.
I don't know if it was, I'm not sure. I don't know if it was all of them.
Well, did you have conversations with your wife about what she was taking? I mean, were you aware that she was only on only prescribed Trazodone and Ativan when she left McLean, and then amitriptyline was only added on the 16th? So just those 3 medications?
Yeah, but I thought she was taking Trazodone before McLean.
Right, so she had been prescribed it before and stopped taking it, correct?
I don't remember. I'd have to look back on records.
So you're not sure about what she was taking and when, are you?
Not the exact dates, but I remember she was taking Trazodone, and I thought she was taking it before McLean.
So the best resource of what she was prescribed and when would most likely be the doctors and the CVS records then, correct?
The CVS records is a good resource.
Okay. And you talked about the pills and how these were pills that she was no longer on, so it wasn't really a good representation of what she had taken, correct?
Correct.
But she was only prescribed Zoloft once, right? At the very beginning?
Right.
And she only took 7 of those pills, correct?
Right.
So it wasn't as if she was prescribed a higher dose or a different dose of Zoloft and was still taking that, and so that 7 pills misrepresents the Zoloft she took, right?
I believe she switched because, or she stopped because she was switched to Prozac.
Okay. And then even going forward, the Prozac, there weren't many pills taken out of that either, correct?
Yeah, eventually she stopped that as well.
Okay. So she'd take a few pills, she'd have some side effects, they'd switch the medication, correct?
Yes.
And so they were trying to figure out what would work for her, correct?
Yeah.
Okay. And then she ends up at McLean because she's having difficulties, according to her, with the Seroquel, correct?
That was part of it, yeah.
And they wean her off of that, right?
Yep.
And then after McLean, she's only on the trazodone, the Ativan, and then on the 16th, adding in the amitriptyline, correct?
Right.
You mentioned that you went to New York in November of 2022. Defense counsel said that was a month before the children were killed, but that's actually 2 months before they were killed, correct?
It was, it was about a little more than 2 months.
And she hadn't been on the Seroquel yet, right?
I don't know exactly when she started the Seroquel.
Would December sound right?
Yeah, or end of November, yeah.
And so when you took your trip to New York, she was having some issues, but she was doing okay, wasn't she?
She was doing much better than she was in December.
Okay. And did you also take another trip with Cora in November?
Yeah, so I did the trip to New York, and as soon as I got back, went to bed, and then the next morning left with Cora.
And was that November 4th through the 7th to San Francisco?
Yeah.
And who was taking care of Dawson and Callan while you were in San Francisco with Cora?
Lindsay.
And so during your trip to New York, and then immediately after your trip to San Francisco with Cora, were there any issues or any problems, or did anything happen while Lindsay was caring for those kids?
Nothing bad happened. She was, I would say her anxiety and depression was starting to tick up, but yeah, obviously nothing bad happened.
Okay. And it's your testimony that things started to get worse in December. Is that correct?
Correct.
But it was also your testimony that after the stay at McLean, things got better, wasn't it? And she steadily progressed throughout January, getting better, right?
Definitely, yeah.
And on January 24th, 2023, you testified that that was one of her best days.
Yeah.
You were asked about the Apple Watch. The police didn't collect the Apple Watch, right? They did collect her phone, correct? You identified it earlier, right?
Correct, yeah.
And her Apple Watch was linked to her phone, was it not?
It probably was, yeah.
You were also asked about the drop from the second floor window. Were you aware that the measurement from the windowsill to the ground was actually 12 feet?
I've never measured it, but yeah, I believe what you're saying.
And looking for one of the exhibits from defense counsel. It's the
We're going to take a breath here because I do want to say this again. This is so true. And I stated this last night. I said last night the same thing, that these medications build in your system. These medications take time. You can't take 1 or 2 pills and go, oh, I'm wonderful. That is not how they work. So it concerns me that these doctors are switching these meds so quickly. And what were her I want to know what was the adverse reaction that caused them to switch the meds so quickly. Because from my knowledge and understanding, and I'm not an MD, but I was married to one, that these kind of medications, if you start doing what we call med hopping, can make things worse. So I'm confused. I want to know, what were the doctors thinking? What were they seeing? And why was things being so jostled around? In my humble opinion, that probably is what contributed to her situation.
yes. Exhibit 84. This was the
Just saying.
here that defense counsel was going through with you, where you said this is Lindsay writing Callan's schedule. Is that right?
Right.
But this was also Lindsay sending notes back and forth between herself and Elaine. Is that correct?
Possibly.
There's different writing here, correct? You want to look at it?
Yeah.
For example, this first page after the cover, we have writing here that you said was Lindsay's, correct?
It looks like it, yeah.
And then down here, there's a note that's in different handwriting, correct?
Yeah, I would say so.
Okay. So were you aware that Lindsay was using this notebook to communicate back and forth with the nanny about Callan's care?
She had different notebooks. She always had a notebook that she would leave for the babysitter or for me.
And so, for example, on Tuesday, September 4th, she wrote, last fed at 6
Or for me. I love it. Or for me. That was good.
a.m. Give him a bottle whenever he wakes up. He likes it very warm. He's been resisting the bottle. If he won't drink it, after 45 minutes of trying, please text me to let me know. Put down for next nap 1 hour after he wakes. Try to put down drowsy but awake. But if he cries, pick him up and rock, bounce, or hold him until asleep, then put down. He usually sleeps 45 minutes, but let him sleep as long as he wants. These are very detailed notes that Lindsay is sending to the nanny, correct?
Yeah.
And then she also wrote, if you have time, wash and cut up veggies, sweet potatoes, 1-inch cubes peeled, broccoli, small pieces, peppers, 1-inch pieces, plastic Ziploc bags to put them in. Next bottle 2.5 hours after the first bottle, correct?
I believe what you're reading, yeah.
So very particular about what she wanted the nanny to do, how she wanted her to do it, and when to feed Callan, when to put him down for a nap, all of those things. Very particular, correct?
Sounds like it, yeah.
Again, Thursday, September 29th, 2022. Callan last fed at 8:45. Please put him down for a nap at 9:35. We will be home from gymnastics at 11:45. Clean clothes and dryer if you get to it. So again, very specific times for putting him down and when to get up and asking her to do additional work like laundry and things like that, correct?
Yeah.
Again, October 6th, ate at 8:15, fell asleep at 8:40, changing tables now in the bathroom. If he wakes before 9:40, give him 15 minutes to settle himself back to sleep. I'm hoping he will sleep till 10:15. If he is still asleep at 10:40, wake him. Feeding at 11 a.m. First try bottle. If he doesn't take it after 15 minutes, make oatmeal. 2 tablespoons of oatmeal, make thin with breast milk, can heat for 5 to 10 seconds. Again, very specific directions on what she wants done and how she wants Callan cared for, correct?
Yeah.
And throughout this notebook, it's more of the same, correct? Or have you even seen that?
I haven't seen it, yeah.
I have nothing further, thank you.
So which nanny was that?
That would have been Elaine Rossi.
And Elaine Rossi, how long was she the nanny for you guys?
A month or two, yeah, probably 2 months.
And then she just needed more hours and moved on, and Lindsay was home, so.
I think she preferred more hours. We couldn't really give it to her, and Lindsay was home anyways, so.
And as far as the records are concerned, it's fair to say that Lindsay, as a concerned mother, would give instructions to people that would be taking care of her infant?
Yeah, I would have done the same.
A lot of discussion about these prescriptions and scripts from the different doctors, and one of the things you referenced was that you believe that she was on trazodone, and if I suggest to you that there was a Dr. Izad Parayarara Kavon on November 16th of 22 that prescribed 50 milligrams of trazodone while she was on buspirone and fluoxetine. Does that refresh your memory that in November she was prescribed 50 grams of trazodone?
Yeah, I remember trazodone being like a part of the medication plan for a while.
And one of the things that you did, as we talked about, is you went to CVS and you got a list of all the drugs, right?
Right.
And if I suggest to you, sir, that this is just an easy reference with different colors for different doctors of exactly what the CVS provided, does that appear to be fair and accurate of the scripts that were provided?
Yeah.
Can I see which one that is, please? No objection.
Okay, that may be admitted.
That's all I have, sir. Thank you.
Okay.
All right. Thank you, sir. You may step down. Thank you. Counsel, could I see you?
Carol, if they do actually get the doctors all to come in and testify, they're not going to, I mean, this is not supposed to be a full-blown trial. But, you know, I don't know. Well, he's an extensive traveler, so for him to travel with his child is a no big deal, I think, for him. He loves to travel. He traveled all the time with his job. So I think that it doesn't bother me that he took his child and went somewhere for a weekend or a couple of days. So I think this is going to be the end of day one. Let me get
Break it from 1 morning. The hope is to start about 9. And kind of the same thing. We'll go to hopefully about 11, take a break at 11. We'll have a break at from 1 to 2, and we'll go into the afternoon around 3 or 4.
He took her.
All right. So that's the thing. Remember, I'm going to ask you those questions about not talking about the case, not doing any research about it. Don't watch anything about it. You have to keep an open mind. At this point, you've heard some evidence, but you haven't heard all the evidence. You haven't heard the law that you are to apply to the evidence. So you've got to, at this point, you've got to keep struggling in a sense, keep that open mind. So I'm going to excuse you. I hope you have a nice evening. We'll come back here tomorrow morning. If I forget to tell you, tomorrow, Friday, we're still on schedule to take that view, and then we'll deal with the schedule when you come in tomorrow. But that's, as best I can tell you, that's the schedule for tomorrow. So again, thank you so much for all your work on this case so far. I hope you have a nice evening. We'll see you tomorrow. Thank you.
By the way, it was New York. He was in New York. He alone was in New York for several days. He came home, went to bed, got up the next morning with the daughter, went to San Francisco. So that was the order of events. Yeah, full-blown trial because the Commonwealth wouldn't stipulate yes to the insanity. I think it's insane. Yeah, I heard right. Okay, good. So, guys, I am kind of relieved we didn't go until midnight tonight. I've been on the road literally all day with work, so it's going to be nice to end a little early. So, now Patrick Clancy is off the stand. Both sides got their shot at him, and the prosecution finished their direct statements. Finished their direct on him. The defense took him for the cross. Reddington called him back after lunch to testify on Lindsay's behalf. The 911 call is what going to stick with people the most. We didn't hear it, but we could see the reaction. 7 minutes, recorded the day he found his 3 children deceased. Jurors heard him telling Lindsay to wake up while she laid outside the home. Lindsay broke down at the defense table. Court stopped and she was wheeled out crying. Between that and the afternoon session, jurors got a chance for a change of pace, so to speak, when the CVS employee and then the hostess from 3V restaurant confirmed Lindsay ordered pickup and takeout food and medications for her husband to go and get. Nobody contested any of it. They're just filling out the timeline at this point, in my humble opinion. And then the tone shifted again in the afternoon. Reddington used his time with Patrick to build a mental health picture. He questioned Lindsay's parenting, about her hospitalization at McLean and also, or McLean. Also, I think she was there for about a month before the unalivings. On the cross earlier, he was questioned, and they pushed back on Patrick on whether or not anyone ever told him not to leave the kids alone with Lindsay. He did testify about a call from Lindsay about a week after the Red Rooms. She told him she heard a man's voice saying if she didn't act now, she'd lose her chance. She also told him previously that she was having thoughts of harming his children. two sides, two very different uses of the same witnesses. Now, prosecution needs him to establish what happened. Defense needed him to start selling the psychosis narrative. That is where we ended for the day, and that is where we're going to pick up for tomorrow. I'm 7 minutes beginning, y'all, because I'm pushing to make dinner also. Well, that's okay, because we're ending. Y'all make sure to put the I like, I shared, I subbed, because we are getting ready to do the drawing. I'll give you 1 minute. If you haven't done it yet, I can't help you. We need you, because this is a drawing. We only have, I always put we only have 3 liked. We don't have any subs. We got 1 shared. So y'all get it in. Y'all go in there and click that like button. Why? Well, it's kind of important. Would you like to win a free $25 gift card to Amazon? You can. This month's giveaway sponsors Red Dog Ranch, and you can get a free $25 gift card if you do liked, sub, or shared in all caps, just like Rico just did. And you have to do it. And then if you join as a member and put I joined, those of you who, hey, if you've joined since last night or rejoined, type in right now, I joined. All of you who are rejoined, all those members, including June and Ari and all them, if you're still here, put I joined to get into that drawing, because I will be giving away a gift card at the end of August. We just got remonetized, and so Miss Lori Anrack, unfortunately, Facebook doesn't pick it up, but I put my name in there for you. You got it, boo. I put my name in there for you. So if it lands on my name, I shared, it's already going to land on my name. So there's 2 entries there. So if it lands on my name, you get it. Okay? Yeah. And if you want to, you can come over into YouTube and do it. Okay? So let me get this back over here. And let me shared, I joined, show this. I wish I had funner music, but I don't tonight. And here we go, y'all. Oh! Well, that didn't work. Everybody gets an I joined. How about that? I don't know why I clicked on the wrong thing. Sorry. Y'all, anybody get the Karate Cat Mom? Put I joined again. And I'll get it to pick it up. Everybody put I joined again. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. It clicked out. Let me set it up. Let me set it up. Sorry. Okay. I'll give you a minute. Everybody who joined, do that. I'll give you a minute. All right. We're going to do the I shared. Here we go. Good luck, everybody. At the end of August, well, somebody's going to get a $25 gift card. Honey! And if you're a mod, you get in, but I also redraw. Always redraw. Oh, wait. There's only, you can't. There's only 1. I subbed is only 1. I liked. Let me see what this one is. I joined. I'll do I liked and then go to I joined. Are y'all ready? Hey, Carol. Thank you. Let's go. If you join, no matter what, I'll enter everybody's name in at least once for the I. Yay! And because there's multiple people in here, I'll draw 1 more. I'm in a giving mood tonight. Anytime there's more, per 1 draw per 5. There's more than 5, I'll do 2 draws. More than 10, I'll do 3. Alright, get more. 1 more. I'm in a giving mood. Honey, 1 more because it. I'm sorry, I thought it was showing. Okay, guys, we got a lot of winners tonight, and I will announce those. I'm sorry, Lorianne. It didn't land on you. My apologies. My apologies. So what we're going to do is we will be live again tomorrow for day 3, and just like it is. Now, I will say there's a potential that Friday I'm going to have to start late. I have a client who I have to meet with. They've lost a big chunk of their home in the flood that happened in the 4th of July and then redamaged in the 2026 flood. And therefore, I am going to, but they do work and they can't get home Monday through Friday. So they can't get home until 5:30. So I may have to start. I'm going to try and see if I can find a way to get permission from my boss to meet with them on a weekend. If so, then I won't be late. So Friday I may be late, but good news is we have the weekend to catch up. So I am going to be out of town photographing a quinceañera photo shoot with a quinceañera girl and a horse on Saturday in Eagle Pass, Texas, on the border. So I got a busy weekend, but I'm excited. Yes, I am. I'm really excited. I haven't done that kind of thing in a while. I miss being a full-time photographer, but my body won't let me do it. So, Lorianne, thank you for hanging out with us in Facebook. All of you in Facebook, thank you so much. Ada, do you know why these trial days are short? Because even though they're having this trial, they do have to fit in other hearings and motions, and I think that's why they're short, because that way later they end at between 3 and 4. Their time gives them time to take care of other court hearings and smaller motion petitions and motion hearings. So that is why. Lorianne, Rack, all of you, Carol, and all of you, come back, Karate Cat Mom. There's so many of you. Jabala, thank you so much. Good to see you again. As always, my mods, Honey and June and Honey, all of you, thank you so much. And we will be seeing you. I'll be seeing you tomorrow night. I will. Oh, I'm ready for bed. I got to go wash hair and go to bed. We'll see y'all later. Have a good night. Thanks for watching. Please comment, like, share, and most importantly, subscribe. I hope you have an awesome day